Tonight, we bring you this week's flight sim news. We check out Aerosoft's upcoming Frankfurt scenery, SayIntentions with their new co-pilot, the B-2 by Topmac, and if he wakes up in time, we invite Oz flight simmer to the Murphline. Hello. Everybody, happy Wednesday, the middle of the week, the halftime show, the midweek shuffle. You join us here for the news. And I hope you're keeping all very, very well. Hope you're keeping very well. We used to do this recorded and there'd be outtakes every couple of seconds, right? But you're all very welcome in. Tonight, of course, we do bring you this week's flight sim news. Managed to get my hands on the upcoming Frankfurt scenery with a very special thanks to Aerosoft. And it's part of their mega airports pack. It's bananas. Then SayIntentions. I was having a bit of crack with the old SayIntentions now, you know, over the last few days. And they've just released this new co-pilot feature, which should be fun. On the screen here beside me, of course, is Mach Studios, the B-2A Spirit. It's a first look. I've literally set up the views. I've done nothing else. So let's see how this one goes. And of course, if the poor old devil does manage to wake up in time, Oz Flight Simmer is going to join us on the Murphline. So it's a busy one-ish tonight. Not much in the way of news, but we'll discuss things, do you know? So how is your week going so far? Mine has been absolutely flat out busy. Like, there's no end to it, lads. Right? I mean, like, it's Wednesday. By the time you get to Wednesday, we tend to be on the downhill. It's all downhill from here, do you know? And tomorrow, I'm flat out busy tomorrow. I've stuff to do before I'm away the weekend. And it's bananas, right? But it's all good, lads. It's all good. Have I any other news outside of that? Oh, wait, I tell you. So, I reckon, well, it's not karma. I don't know what it is. But one of the lads in work, he's... Now, don't take this... He's a new Skoda, right? He's the Karoq, or not the big, huge one, the middly uppy SUV. And it's a new car. And the alternator went last week. I said, Jesus, right? And then his BMW that he uses to drive up and down to work, its alternator went. Imagine, in the space of one stream, 3 alternators. What are the odds? Do you know what I mean? Alternators, yeah, they're all in a hoop. There's something with the weather, I'd say. Do you know? They're breaking alternators. But I thought, well, my car is fixed now, apart from the brake screech. But that's when I don't mind that now. I figured out how to fix that. Just play loud music. You can't hear them screech. And people kind of turn and look at you. And you kind of, you know, it gives you that feeling as you're behind the wheel. It's a great head turner. Yeah, you're checking me out in my lovely car. When really they're looking to say, Mother of God, what's the sound? It's grand, right? We'll get over it. But anyway, it's all downhill from here. As we said, we're on the way into the weekend, and well, the halftime show, it's our chance just to catch up what's going on in the world of flight sim. We're getting closer and closer and closer to Flight Sim 2024, and as we see add-ons being released, be it sceneries or aircraft or even some plugins, well, we're all a little bit hesitant. We're saying, Jesus, you know, are we really going to invest in something that may or may not work? Well, we can only really go on what Microsoft have told us. Thus far, they've said the vast majority of add-ons are going to work just fine. But it still leaves us kind of going, do you know? So in saying that, the flip side, it's also very, very hard to ignore some of the quality coming out from third-party developers, aircraft developers and scenery developers. Even in the last 2 months, we've seen some incredible releases, and there's more to come. I mean, they're not going to stop. There's still a plethora of new aircraft and sceneries due to be released into the sim in the coming weeks and months. So it's head-scratching time for sure, do you know? So, glad we got that out of the way. Right, let's scramble into the chat. See who's here. You're all very welcome in. Hope you've got your day in order, you know. Homework is completed, dinner's been had, or perhaps you're still at work and you're lurking. Make sure you don't get caught, right? If anyone asks, you're doing a online seminar learning to be more efficient in the workplace. You have to go on a course to be more efficient. It makes total sense. But anyway, who's here? Look, Fierce Wolf is here, looking fierce and wolfy. Good to see you, man. Sean Dale is in the house. He says, Murph, please wind up the person on the Murphline. They'll be shattered. 8 hours sleep max in the last 2 days. He'll be grand. Wonder how big the coffee will be. Good to see you, Sean Dale. Vacuum is in the house. Tarnish Mossman, happy hump day. Gherkenberg is here, welcome in. SK Son, you're very welcome. Willow, how much? Happy Wednesday, my dude. Right, over here, look. Vince C, good to see you. Sticky Rice, welcome aboard, man. Retriever Neil is in the house. He says, happy Wednesday, nearly the weekend. That's the spirit. Chalks is here. Hello, hello. It's not Friday yet. What's going on? We had a bit of crack now last night. We were doing the truck sim. And poor old Larry got stuck underneath a bridge. Poor old devil. Gibbo went airborne. And Epic Fool went airborne. In a truck sim. You had to see it to believe it. But it was fantastic. Great crack. But, you know. Right, where are we at? Echo Charlie, welcome in. PH Roy. Wednesday News Day. Welcome aboard, man. Airwolf has subscribed for 29 months. Thank you very, very much indeed. My dude. 98 Vulcan, happy Wednesday. Viper Strike is in the house. He flew the ATR across Colorado from Durango to Vail in Denver, or to Denver. Very nice. Spitfire RAF 100 is here in the chat. Good to see you, my guy. David Bay, welcome in. Bell Bro, he says, hey, all ready for the Wednesday-ish newsage. Happy hump day. It's good to see you, man. Hope you're well. Super Typhon is here. Commander Balosh, good evening. He says, yesterday was one of the funniest streams I have ever watched. Listen, I got very little sleep last night. It was from the shock horror of what was actually going on. My reflexes were tested to the last. I had pains in my stomach from laughing. It was ridiculous. But that's what we get up to. Yeah, right. Simulation. Yeah. The world of simulation, I suppose. But yeah, it was good crack. Goblin Zeus, good evening. Soaring AJ is in the chat. Welcome in, man. AJH, man. Helric is here. He says, I made it in plenty of time after a FireFly Air flight in South Africa. So a happy hump day and a top of the week to the Fireflies. Good to see you, man. Now let me see, we're over here. Jamaumu, you're welcome in. Hemmingbird rumbles in. She says, I heard today that if you talk to cows, it actually helps stimulate milk flow. It's in one ear and out the other. Right? Because cows have udders. Right? I'd love to meet the fella who, Jesus, that's milk. How could he explain that to his friends? Do you know what I mean? I just had to figuring out something, lads. This is where milk comes from. What were you doing? Interesting conversation. DeBlaze, good to see you. Scorpio 49, a very happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're well. Now, let me see. We're over here. Trits 4. He says, Murph, enjoyed the trucking last night. Shame Gibbo had to bow out. Yeah, the poor old devil. He got, I don't know, the job wouldn't finish for him. Do you know? But sure, listen. He'll be back with revenge. He went flying in the truck sim last night. How? Shuffle Shoes shuffles in. AJH John, I hope you're well. Now let me see. 6 knots. Kieran, you're very welcome aboard. Good to see you, my dude. Hummer is here. Welcome in, Hummer. Good day from Scotland. Hello from Tipperary. Muse fan is in the chat, burst in the door with his eyebrows. He says how he is his mad jokes. Happy hump day. Well, to be fair, in both instances we can blame Muse fan, because he told me to go wrong and I crashed into nothing, and then he told poor old me, well, he told me and then I told Larry to keep right. Straight into the bridge. But yes, good man, Muse fan. Good man, Muse fan. Now, Captain Sickbag is here. He says, hey, Murph and fellow Fireflies. Great to see you, Captain Sickbag. You're very welcome in. Flight Plan fan is here. Welcome aboard. Dougal McTavish, the chairman, has rumbled in. He says, evening, ladies and gents. It's good to see you, Dougal. How are you, man? Onboard Simulations is here. Robert J56 is in the house. Sunjammer, he says, hi all. I'm not here for the flight sim news, but the ancient tales of Skoda. Yes. Lend me your ear. But yes, Nutty Slack, Murph Fireflies, get a load of this. I'm going to be a granddad. Would you get out of town altogether? Nutty Slack, congratulations. You're going to be a granddad. Does your mate Charlie know from Port Arlington? Did you tell him? Right. Huge news. Congratulations, my guy. Tima, welcome aboard. Who else is here? Come on, Larry. I'm after running out of crisps. Oh, Jesus. Good to see you. Jan Race is here. Welcome aboard. Paparazzi is here. Stopped in to say hi. I'm stuck in traffic. Oh, be the Jesus then, Paparazzi. You're very welcome aboard. Right, we're over here now. What Microsoft said, and what English Murph, what Microsoft said and what the actual reality is could be two very different things. Possibly. Surely not, says Dougal. Hello from Arizona, says Proby Pete. I just landed in Shannon on a flight from Luxembourg. Ooh, nice, man. Beautiful. Mr. Z Rider's in the chat. Good to see you. Hangar Studios 713. Don't worry. Take a breath. It'll be okay. I got this, he says. Welcome in, my dude. Wombat49 rambles aboard. He says, here we go again. I feel the need to spend some money. Right? Yeah, you probably like this one now, in fairness. This is, right. Murph didn't hit an invisible wall. It never happened. Exactly. If you didn't see it, it didn't happen. Brilliant. Mr. 90, hello. Trixillian is here. Good to see you. Stick figure subscribing. 24 months. What am I doing with my life? That's the spirit. Jesus. That's 2 whole years of holy moly. Thank you very, very much indeed, man. Energizer's here. He says, evening all from a hot Sweden. It's been 31 degrees and currently 23 right now. That's balmy. Yeah, Jesus, Energizer. Ewald is here. He goes, did you bug report SayIntentions for pilot Kurt Gibbo and FireFly Air? Oh, you better believe it. You better believe it. There was all sorts of hootenanny. Do you know? Lee Dixon, good to see you. Where's this now? Timothy, welcome aboard. I can't help it if I misunderstood. Who said that? That was Muse fan. You're not misunderstood at all. You just don't know your right from your left. That's all. We'll fix that. It'll be grand. Now, let me see. Sir Camsalot, you're very welcome aboard. Bill Barrett is here. Hey, Bill. Larry says, just wanted to clarify you received that invoice. I did. Thanks, Larry. Yeah. Epic Fool is here. Good to see you, man. He says, if you didn't see it, accidental pun, eh? Right, if you didn't see it. Good to see you, Epic. Epic's flying on VATSIM at the moment. Now, let me see. Some dumb guy, you're very welcome aboard. Welcome in, man. And did we get a follow there? We did. Thank you for the follow. You're very welcome in. Happy Wednesday. And, well, thank you for the follow. Right, now, where are we at? Over here. Just finished a FireFly flight from Pittsburgh to Ronald Reagan in the Headwinds 8330, says Retriever Neil. Oh, nice. Beautiful. It's kind of busy, isn't it? Frankenstein is here over on YouTube. Good to see you, my guy. Thrust Simulations is here. Jet Kid, good to see you. Anna Crussus, welcome aboard. Why Can Yes is here as well. Jesus, lads, you're all very welcome in, huh? All very welcome in. Who else came in? Bunkfoss, Reaper, and The Ghost. Good to see you guys. You're all very welcome in. A very, very happy Wednesday. Right, shall we get kind of started? It's only 20 minutes into it. We're doing all right. Hello there. Adam Controls is here. Hello there. Are you still streaming, Adam? Adam is controlling Dublin on the Vets image and doing a great job of it. Right. And he needs to do something with his desk because, well, he's having the crack. Well, he's not. We're having the crack. It goes up. Then we tell him, I'll put it down. And then immediately back up again. The poor old devil, he's getting a great workout. Right, hang on. We'll go over here now and we'll do... Oh, it's not doing it. It did it there now. He's only saying hello because he's going for the scoops. Oh, enjoy the scoops. May the porter be poisonous. But yes, Nutty Slack says, I'm 56 and this was my first. I was wondering if it ever happened at all. Ah, that's brilliant news, man. Up and down like a Jesus yo-yo. I love cows like Arnie. Right? Yes, up and down chair. Wait, what was that song Arnie used to say? He sang. The Arnold Schwarzenegger song. There was a thing. What was it? Up. Down. And up. Down. The whole song went like that. Don't look at the video. It's very confusing if you're a young fella. Jesus. But yeah, he had a song like that. Aim in 1973 says, back now, I got called out to do a hardness test on a HP Trent 1000 disc. Huh? Who? Proby Pete. Tier 1 for 14 months. Mother of Jesus. Thank you very, very much indeed, Proby Pete. Very kind of you, my dude. Right. We'll do one of these, look. Yes, now, here we are, friends, and welcome to the stream. And what we're looking at here in front of us is that of the B-2A Spirit by Topmac Studios. We're going to be checking this one out on the stream tonight, and as it's pretty much a first look. It's not a review. Well, it's more of a, Jesus, would you look at this? Straight off the bat, it looks insanely good. I will give them that. I didn't think it would look this good. I was looking at the pictures and then it was him and hawing over the price. It's not cheap, right? But what I've seen so far, it looks terribly nice, right? So we're going to be checking this one out in a couple of moments after we cover some of the news. But I just thought, Jesus, look at the cut of it, the state of it, like, you know. Kozaki Flyer is here. Hello, Newsmeister. Flying to Pensacola after getting intercepted and went swimming in the channel. What be the Jesus? Murph, do you have a P.O. box? I have a quarter of a can of WD-40 for that yoke. No, I fixed it the last time and then it wouldn't make any noises. And now it makes noises again. I like the way it makes noises. Yeah, that takes a lot of practice, you know. But yeah, WD-40 for the win. But anyway, so we're going to start off with the news, right? And bring up the old gadget over here now, Murph. And we have the news. And a big shout out to the places in which we get the news. MSFS Addons, Vashko and the lads, FS Elite to Callum, Sergio Costa, Heli Simmer, and everyone over at Threshold as well. They do some amazing work. Bit of wood polish and it'll lube up nicely. Good man yourself, indeed it will. DJ Seamus, welcome in. Right, okay. Am I still using the sim in the background? I better pause the devil. Because just in case I press some buttons and, like, you know, you eject out of it. But anyway, we're going to start off with some news. And FlightSimWare. Now, FlightSimWare, these are the guys who brought us the Chancellor, the 414, and also the Learjet 35. These guys make beautiful aircraft. They're stunning, right? And they're now working on the Beechcraft Sierra. Well, they're not only working on it, they've almost finished it because they're hoping to release this aircraft in the coming weeks. It's based on the Beech Sierra, the C-24R. This is somewhere in the margins of kind of the Piper Arrow, even the kind of Comanche neck of the woods. It's quite a similar aircraft. But the development team behind the highly regarded 414 and the Learjet, the next aircraft just around the corner, and the development was announced 2 years ago, nearing completion and due to be released in September. Accompanying the exciting news, FlightSimWare have released a comprehensive demonstration video that showcases the aircraft in all its glory. One of the standout features highlighted in the video will definitely be the audio experience. Boris Audio Works has provided the sounds for this aircraft, and we all know the sounds that Boris makes are absolutely incredible. So it looks to be really, really nice. We have a video here, and there's a bit of music in this, but I'll read down through the specs, then we'll have an old gawk at it. The impressive array of instrument panels for the Sierra, catering to a wide range of pilot preferences. A G3X, GTN 750, and also the 750 XI. You can use a G3 with a 530, a G5 and a GTN, a G5 with a GNS, and so on and so forth. You can see it here. It's a modern glass cockpit, or at least starting off. And you can see, you know, there's a nice tablet there and everything looks where it's supposed to be, right? The variety will allow simmers to choose between a modern glass cockpit setup and more traditional analog configurations, each offering its own unique flying experience. Additionally, the aircraft will feature a CGR 30P and the 30C engine display gauges. The video showcases the Sierra's EFB, a comprehensive tool in FlightSimWare's arsenal that's now pretty much mandatory on all complex aircraft add-ons. EFB, always very useful for pilots to load the aircraft, customize the equipment, manage the doors, the lights, and so much more. The release will expand the options available to virtual pilots who enjoy flying general aviation aircraft. Several excellent options, as we know, Just Flight's Pipers, or of course the unmissable A2A Comanche. It's a very competitive category. As we eagerly await the official release later this month, questions remain about the exact date and pricing. It's also unclear whether FlightSim will continue their approach of releasing products in early access and then waiting for community feedback before they go off and add in a few more features. We'll have to just wait and see. So we'll have a look at the video here. As I said, there's music on it, so I probably can't play the music. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, to be fair, I like Flight Simware, but the music they use in this video is friggin' nuts. Not that mine is going to be much bigger, mind you, but you know what I mean? We'll have an old gawk and see what this thing is all about. So we can see from here kind of what the interior is going to look. The exterior looked very, very nice. And we saw a number of different features. Inside the cockpit, I love the lighting. It's superb, basic, but man alive, look at the different color shades that they can add in. It looks very, very nice. And it's the main panel. This is, I think, what's going to make this aircraft stand out a little bit more. It's the fact that you can customize it. You pretty much set it up to what you want. I like that. And you know, it's the aircraft, you know, if you're used to flying things like the Bonanza, perhaps you're going to feel pretty much at home. There's a number of kind of switches and buttons and stuff that would look familiar. I mean, Beechcraft keep pretty much the same assets going across, but the lighting is quite good. Now, if we shoot ahead here a little bit, we should see the aircraft in action. And they've sorted out, they've a couple of Garmin units put in there for the glass display. It's a nice aircraft, isn't it? It's somewhere between a Bonanza and a Piper Arrow. Looking at it, you know, if you saw one, you say, is it, isn't it? You know, but even the details inside, look, isn't it very fancy? You can see here, you know, the key latch in the ignition, Sierra, landing lights, nav lights, rotating beacon, oil pressure, amps, it's all there. Everything's very clear that we can see even from this early video. And the aircraft then, for climbing out and taking off, power set, you're getting a full engine display, even the wheels, the suspension. I mean, you can actually see all the details in this video, which is nice. Let's check out the animation here if we get on the landing gear. We should. We do. Look at the state of that. Even the nose wheels, it doesn't just fold in, it twists. Little characteristics that are captured very well by Flight Somewhere. So what do you reckon, lads? Is this going to be on your general aviation category of get inside me hangar? I mean, the 414 is excellent. The Learjet is very, very good. And this looks like it's going to be more of the same. Hey, Zybot, good to see you. To offset the squeak, you need to get a wheel rig. Why can? Yes, indeed. Indeed we can. But yeah, it looks very, very nice indeed. So I've no pricing yet. And I don't have a release date, but soon is the answer. And the fact that you can kind of change up the main panel here. You can put in your few bits and bobs, do you know? All I want for Christmas is a Piper Aerostar. Wombat, your wish might come true. Fingers crossed. If you're mad for some Aerostar goodness, ramble over to A2A's YouTube page. Scott Gentile did a number of videos on the Aerostar. I think there's 3 videos. When they first got it, he's bringing it out of the hangar. You know, the left engine was being replaced. Then he brought it out on a test flight. Then he brings it out on a ferry flight. And he explains how A2A managed to capture all the information, feed it into AccuSim, and then it becomes a full simulation. That's on the A2A YouTube channel. So do be sure to check it out. And if you like an Aerostar, I cannot wait for the Aerostar. But it's you know what I mean? It's just like, holy Jesus, you know. But yeah, you saw it. Sweet. Yeah, this is nice. It is looking very, very nice. It's a beautiful rendition of the Beech Sierra. And as I said, Flight Simware, they've already put out an excellent Chancellor, and the Learjet is really nice as well. This looks to be in the same kind of category of very, very good indeed. So, moving on. Mach Studios, well, they've updated their Vans RV14s, and they continue to work on updates for the fleet. The changelog below shows us the majority of changes in this update are visual, but there's also a new addition. Visually, there's a couple of new click spots in the cockpit to make virtual flying a little bit easier, and there have been improvements to the geometry in some of the areas. There's also better multiplayer model matching changes, and additionally, there's even some flight dynamic changes, including improved cylinder head temperature cooling and also a reduction in control sensitivity. Finally, the new addition is the working title G3X Touch. Pretty good, right? Anna Cross, it's good to see you, man. You came a member. Welcome to the flight crew. Thank you very, very much indeed, Anna Crosses. So yeah, it's their Vans fleet are very, very good. The RV8, the RV14, much bigger machine. Great sounds on this as well. And the changelog, G3X, visuals all done up there. You can pick up this aircraft through Orbex, and it's priced at $24.99 Australian. That's about $16, €15, or about £13. And it's great value for this sort of an aircraft. Hey, Rambog Mord, good to see you. JP Signups is here. Welcome aboard. Welcome in, lads. So great news there from Mach Studios. They've been flat out busy, haven't they? Like, not only updating their own fleet, but they're also working on other aircraft. They've just been flat out busy. Flight Sim Studios, their Boeing 727 received another update. This would be the third, I believe. Version 1.03 includes adjustments to the GSX integration, such as the door opening and closing automatically when boarding or deboarding. The integration of the refueling process is there as well. Other improvements include minor updates to the 3D model, such as the pack fan and cooling doors being visible and the GPU door being animated. Flight dynamics have also been improved, as well as a list of bug fixes and other improvements. It's a fairly substantial up or changelog. Existing Flight Sim Studio Boeing 727 freighter owners can download the update directly from Aerosoft or using the Contrail app. So there's the changelog. There's the improvements. Also, the EFB layout has been updated to tidy things up. I like what they do. So yeah, pretty nice there. Let me see. Murph, have you heard anything about the Beach Starship? No news just yet. It's getting close though. But I would imagine that's a Flight Sim 24 release. I'm just guessing, but like I imagine. I hope the 727 comes to Xbox as Reaper. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. It's a great aircraft, and if you're in the market for a 727, this is a great option. But we also know that FS Reborn and SWS together are working on their own 727 as well. So maybe wait. If you're not mad to get one, maybe just wait and just see what the competition bring to the table. And ultimately, you get to pick the best one or the one that you think is the best. That's what it's all about. Now, over to Facebook here, bit of news from Airplane Heaven as it popped up on the Facebook feed. And the boys over at Echo 19 have made a YouTube trailer for an upcoming update to their P47. Let's have a listen. We'll turn this up there now, disappear my face and just listen. I hope there's no music, we'll get in trouble. this is potentially great news, because one of the issues I would say with this aircraft on release were, well, the sounds are a bit kind of... Echo 19 have been working on the sounds for Airplane Heaven, and they do have an update on the way. So this is great news for the P-47. Like, incredible, right? So I don't think there's a release date marked for these. Airplane Heaven also have an update to the Globe Swift, bringing it to version 1.3.8, and they've made a couple of fixes to the tailwheel issue. And they're still working on some stuff. You know, the Hurricane is mentioned here as well. No talk, unfortunately, of the Lancaster. I'm absolutely like, would you just give us the Lancaster out of that? But great news for anyone who owns the P-47, because it is a really nice aircraft to fly. But the sounds were a little bit lacking. So, you know, Echo 19 are now working on this, and this is going to transform it. It is out, the update's there. Brilliant. So there you have it. Thanks for that, Kozaki. So Kozaki must have it. Is it as good as it sounds, Kozaki? It lifts up quite fast. It's a heavy machine, this. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. Thunderbolt. Massive. But yeah, if Kozaki has the update, I must go and grab it. Huge news. Now, staying with Facebook, I've been aware of these updates from FS Reborn. Rail put out a post, pleased to announce that the project for the TL3000 has now entered beta. So they've been working on this TL3000. We were aware of this, and 26 internal beta testers are going to be working actively on the project. And the good news about this, because they've now moved the TL3000 into beta, it means that work will now progress a little bit faster on the upcoming whatchamacallit, the Embraer Phenom that he's working on. And hopefully that's going to see some beta live soon. So it's another aircraft on the way from FS Reborn. This one, of course, it looks lovely, doesn't it? It's a teeny tiny little one. Of course, you have the parachute modelled in there as well. And yeah, it's just pretty cool. The TL3000. As Raoul said, it was a small little project, but it's coming along nicely, and it's gone into beta now with his team. And the hope is he's going to start pushing on the Embraer, the Phenom. Like, that's huge. Cannot wait for that. So looking forward to that one. Kozaki says, I'm flying her now. It sounds great. Excellent. Right, moving on. Some scenery releases. Simman releases Surat Thani International Airport, and it's out of the repertoire of the Southeast Asian airports, popular destination. It's a popular destination in the Surat Thani province of southern Thailand. The airport is a gateway to South Thailand, serving around 2 million passengers a year, and it connects travellers to the beautiful southern region of the area, Thailand, where they can explore the lively night markets of Surat Thani, visit temples, cultural sites, and even interact with elephants at local elephant sanctuaries. The airport itself, particularly interesting as it only has a single paved runway, despite being the 10th busiest airport in Thailand. Furthermore, the airport serves various squadrons of the Royal Thai Air Force, making it truly dual purpose with both commercial and military aviation in mind. The rendition of the airport includes the parking areas and static aircraft of the Thai Air Force, in addition to realistic buildings and terminals. To top things off, a custom usable jetway is also included, so if you're interested in picking up a copy and adding this new destination, ramble over to Sim Market. You can pick it up there for about €16. We've no videos, we only have some screenshots. They've done the terminal interior, and you look at that, a single use runway. And if it's shared with the military as well, and they've added in a few assets, look at that, that's pretty cool. I didn't even name the plane, you'd have to zoom in. Old Veteran 965 is here, good to see you, man. You're getting feedback? What sort of feedback? I need rudder pedals, says Why Can Yes. You can get them fairly cheap-ish, you know. I think the DC3 could have been better, especially for Xbox users. Yeah, so on the PC, we have access to like a mod. Got Friends did a great one. And there was another one as well. What were they called? Duckworks. They did some really nice ones. But yeah. Can you name the plane? Old Veteran fixed it. Come on. Robbie613 is in the house. Good to see you, Robbie. Welcome aboard. You have to zoom in there now and say, is that even a plane? But it looks nice, doesn't it? Anyway, it's you know, Thailand, unusual location. It's 10th busiest, not exactly like the nation's favorite, but it's a new airport all the same, so pretty cool. Now, Aerosoft Frankfurt, they've shared the launch trailer and some virtual party details. They're kicking this thing off tomorrow with a big event, and when we have the scenery this evening, we're going to show it to you, and it looks, there's an awful lot of hype around an airport all of a sudden. But then again, when you consider Frankfurt is one of the busiest in Europe, both for passenger and cargo, and it is a serious hub for airline traffic and cargo hauling. It's a huge airport. It has very unique taxiways, and I'm expecting great things from this. So we're going to load this in shortly and have a look at it. So they're running an event tomorrow, and they're planning to be doing a live stream. I think Jamie's going to be involved, London Controller, and they're going to be talking about the development, how they built it, how it was all put together. There's a video here, you'll see it. We'll be showing it off here anyway, but it looks very, very nice. Aviation lads, of course, doing excellent work on the video. But we'll have a look at it ourselves. Like, I mean, there's terminal interiors. There's all the unique taxiway lines. This is a huge airport. F5, that was the one, lads. Yeah. One Fly Air, good to see you, man. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this, and just to show it off. Wasn't there like a freeware? Was there not a freeware Frankfurt release there not so long ago? So anyway, I'm looking forward to this. Aerosoft have done some cracking sceneries with their mega airports. We saw it with Brussels. And wasn't it? Who did the other one? They've Brussels anyway. That was insanely good. And I'm expecting big things from this. So we'll have to check it out. There's 2 freeware Frankfurts. Josh, yeah. Does it also come with a bag of FPS? Don't know. Really good freeware Frankfurt release. Yeah. So it's to see, well, where's this one going to sit at the table? I do know they're a long time making this airport, though. Like, they are a long time making this, you know? But yeah, we'll be checking this one out here now on the stream. Now, in other news, UK 2000, they've released Big Bear City Airport. This one is over near San Bernardino, and offering stunning views during takeoff and landing. The airport sits at 6,700 feet above sea level, making it one of the highest elevation airports in California. It offers a certain degree of challenge when piloting the aircraft, and it does see a range of flights to and from the airport, primarily business jets and general aviation. It's available now, priced at €11.99, and I think we have a little video here as well. We do, and there's music. So UK 2000, I have a number of their sceneries. These guys are making sceneries for a long time, but we'll have a gawk at this and see what we think. So we'll play a bit of we better play something here, shouldn't we? A button better work. What's this one do? Jesus, no, that was a bit heavy, wasn't it? What about this one? No, that wasn't good. Jesus, Murphy. We'll try this one. Hey, the gadget. So a small general aviation airport, but what makes this one kind of stand out from the rest, it's its elevation. Way up there, density altitude would always be a savage challenge to get your aircraft in and out of here. It reminds me a lot of their last project they did on, was it in Aurora? I think it was called Gary Airport, right? They use a lot of the same assets, but when you look at the layout of the airport, all the hangars, the sheer amount of static aircraft parked here. This is a busy place, is Big Bear Airport. And, well, it looks the job. It looks very, very nice. Kanzui is here. Good to see you. So, Big Bear Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator. UK 2000. Available now. You can go ahead and pick it up on Sim Market, as I said, for about $12. Not too bad at all. Now, moving on. Vuelo Simple releases Skardu Airport for the Sim. I hope I pronounced that right. Test your piloting skills flying into their latest release. Well, Skardu International Airport, small airport district in the Skardu district out in Pakistan, located within the Karakoram mountain range. I hear it's lovely this time of year. The airport serves as a gateway to some of the most stunning and remote areas of northern Pakistan, including popular tourist destinations like Skardu and the second highest mountain on earth, K2. Right? Roy says there's something about UK 2000. The building's still looking very sharp and too clean. I like to see more bevel using on the corner. Yeah, absolutely. Kanzui, thanks for that, my dude. Very busy in ski season. Oh, of course it would be. Captain Gaming is here. Welcome in. And yeah, lads, thanks for all the likes on YouTube. You're very kind. Do you know what it does, though? You know, someone could be waiting on the bus. The next thing, you like the YouTube stuff, and it comes up on their screen. We think you'd like watching this. And then, hello! Ah, Jesus, the bus is late. Don't worry, we'll keep you entertained for at least a minute. Sitting at an elevation of 7,316 feet, nestled between mountain peaks, Skardu is a very challenging airport to fly into.
Hello there.
The weather, also highly unpredictable, and is regularly affected by fog, snow, and high winds. Right, Fiber Gaming, good to see you. Ross Cutt says Pyrogui has announced price reductions on all of his sceneries. Oh, nice. Huge news. But yes, this airport features detailed 3D models of the terminal and other buildings, terminal interior, up-to-date airport layout, newly constructed parallel runways, custom dynamic lighting, and more. Look at the scenery. Look at the cut of the view in this place. Like, jeez, isn't it absolutely stunning? It's in the middle of nowhere. But it's gorgeous. Look at the mountains around it. We'll have to go back to Pakistan. Do you know what I mean? Look at it. It's gorgeous. Those mountains it's just incredible looking. What a location. Location. You can pick up this airport over on Sim Market. £10 is the price. And, well, the features there, it looks very, very nice indeed. Perfect for virtual pilots seeking a visual challenge in one of the world's most scenic flights. One of the world's most scenic flights of the world. There you go. If I said we needed to go back to Pakistan, people would be scared. I'm telling you, it's great. You've been there with the DC-6. Ooh. Dougal says the free Skardu is also pretty good. Oh, nice. There's a freeware one. Well, like, they haven't done that with the mountains. They've just put in the runways. So maybe this is an area you want to check out. So, you know, load into the sim and get yourself over to Oscar Papa Sierra Delta. That's that neck of the woods, and check it out. Now, news here from SamScene 3D. They have expanded their USA Modern City series, and they've now included Phoenix, Indianapolis, Minneapolis, and Denver. The Modern Cities series continues to be enhanced. The products focus on upgrading the visual fidelity and immersion of various cities across the US, with particular emphasis on realistic buildings, landmarks, and urban textures. After releasing the first 3 volumes dedicated to LA, Boston, San Francisco, Houston, but the 4th volume of the series is now available, and it features that of Phoenix, Indianapolis, Minneapolis, and Denver. Each city in the Modern Cities features over 50 handcrafted building models, ensuring that the major landmarks and architectural points of interest are accurately represented. I use these. It's great. SamScene have done incredible work here. Basically what they do, they put in fixed textured modeled buildings in place of photogrammetry, which means you can see these buildings and their lights way further away than you would with normal photogrammetry, and they have the lights very, very accurate. Photogrammetry kind of puts in like a spill of what lights could look like in a city. What SamScene have done, they put in the actual lights. They look very, very impressive. So, there's also a number of rooftops that you can do landings on with helicopters and so on, a number of helipads in the area. It's available now. It's on Contrail. You pick it up for about $20. So, yeah, there you go. Interesting stuff. But they're 3D buildings as opposed to what you get in your photogrammetry. Newsfan has their New York scenery. It's really good. Yeah. Viper says, nice to see Indianapolis get some improvements, but wish they would also do Louisville. Yeah. Pakistan has great gliding terrain, says Robbie. Ooh, nice. But yeah, no, it's anything the SamScene are doing. Like the most recent release was Manchester, right? But yes, Simulations. They've released Munster. Is it Osnabrück Airport? See the way I said that fast, and we'll move on in case I pronounce it wrong. Simulations have announced the release of their latest add-on for Microsoft Flight Sim down in Munster, located in the North Rhine-Westphalia in Germany. And the airport, it's a small commercial facility, but serves as an important regional hub, connecting travellers to various European destinations. And the airport's strategic location, it's near Greven, places it roughly 25 kilometres north of Munster and 35 kilometres south of Osnabrück, making it a vital gateway. The real-world airport features a modern passenger terminal split into Terminal 1 for arrivals and Terminal 2 for departures. It includes comprehensive facilities such as check-in counters, travel agencies from around the floor or around the ground floor, and airside areas with shops and restaurants. Ooh. The apron is equipped with 5 aircraft stands with jet bridges and can accommodate mid-sized aircraft like a 737 and the Airbus A320s, even up to a Boeing 757. Additionally, several bus boarding stands provide flexibility for handling different flight operations, and the airport serves a mix of scheduled and charter flights, connecting the region with key European cities and popular destinations. If you're looking to add a custom rendition of the airport to your scenery collection, Simulations have you covered. The team have recreated Munster Airport in great detail, providing simmers with a more realistic scenery. Simulations, they've been really lashing out the sceneries for I remember their first couple of sceneries when they came out, and they're like many developers, but not all, their sceneries get way better. I mean, you can really see how they're just able to add kind of, new lighting or new textures or new reflections or new lighting. You can see all of these things, do you know? Tarnish Mossman, good to see you. Oh, Flight Simmer's here before his breakfast. Jesus. No matter what happens now for the rest of this week, right? Come to your Saturday night when you're yawning at 7 o'clock in the evening. All you have to say now is, Murphy. Murphy. Brilliant, right?
Allow myself
Jesus.
to introduce
myself. So, Simulations, Munster, it's available right now. It's pick it up in Contrail, priced at around $20. Sceneries are getting dear, like 20 quid for sceneries. Come on out of that, will you? Like, come on. We don't want that. Make them cheaper, please. Now, Rex Simulations. Rex Simulations. The guys who brought us, AccuSeason. They have their own textures and all this jazz. Well, they've announced a project called Atmos. It's a new visual enhancement tool for the sim. Now, I did reach out to Rex. It's not quite ready for the stream just yet, but it will be soon, they said, and we'll definitely get a look of it before it gets released. Basically, from what you can see, this is a lighting shader enhancement tool, kinda, right? But it goes a little bit beyond that. The respected developer known for weather and environmental add-ons such as Weather Force and AccuSeason have announced the impending launch of Rex Atmos. It's a comprehensive visual enhancement utility for the sim that promises to transform the virtual world from the ground to the sky. According to Rex, Atmos is designed to enhance the atmospheric rendering and overall visual fidelity of Microsoft Flight Sim through real-time customization of weather, atmospheric effects, and environmental visuals. The company claim Atmos will allow users to tailor these aspects like never before. Fully customization of weather, atmospheric, and environmental parameters, real-time rendering of visual enhancements, compatibility with live weather and all major weather engines or presets, a safe, non-destructive implementation, and the ability to save and share custom presets. And we get a couple of pictures here. So when I saw this, I said, but sure, they're not just using like NVIDIA filters. That's what I was getting. But it seems to be a little bit different than that, because they're not just changing colours, they're changing tones, and they're doing a bit of stuff. I want to know what else it can do, because editable parameters would be the weather, the atmosphere, and the environment. So rather than changing your entire scene, which we do with NVIDIA filters, but maybe you can just say, look, I like the way the ground is, I like the way the plane is, I just want to tweak the sky colours and nothing else. That's something we don't have with NVIDIA filters. And you don't have that with Reshade either. Reshade will affect the entire render of what's there in front of you. Will this product do it on an individual level? Who knows? Also, we are that close to the next iteration of Microsoft Flight Sim, and here's an add-on coming out designed to tweak the visuals of Flight Sim 2020. What's the long-term project or scope of this project? How long is this going to last before we're saying we don't really need it? Or will it be the case that this bit of software will indeed work with Flight Sim 2024? We don't know. Don't have the answers for you. I'll try and get them. I just don't have it right now. They have released a number of their comparison screenshots showing the before and after effects, in particular when it comes to the ozone layer. But importantly, it states that Atmos is designed to work seamlessly alongside other weather products, just like Rex or even ActiveSky. This compatibility should allow users to combine the visual enhancements with their preferred weather engine. And like, if that's a one-to-one comparison, which it doesn't really look like it is, well, if it is, the clouds are different, because look what you're seeing here. Look at this area here, just over the right wing, versus that area there. You know what I mean? But the picture doesn't look like it's a like for like. I could be wrong, you know? Goes on tight. I had to sneeze. Terrible bad, isn't it? Thrustset says, Rex says, hello, it will work for 2024. That's interesting. Chris, thank you very much indeed for the follow. Welcome in, my dude. But yeah, look, interesting stuff. I need to see it. Oh, look, Jesus, I should have read ahead. They have confirmed the intent to port it over to 2024. See, had I read the thing, I'd have known. Some suggested that similar effects would be achieved using NVIDIA filters. Rex contends that Atmos offers capabilities beyond what's possible with post-processing tools. They've yet to show the full extent of what the thing can do. All right, let's see what happens. I picked up AccuSeason and then 2024 said, yep, we got that. Little bit. Anyway, it's interesting news to see what happens. Northern Sky Studios have released Sitka Airport for X-Plane 12. The reason this is getting a mention, well, I like X-Plane, but Sitka is one of the most beautiful places in the world to fly into. I'll always remember it, you know, the Rocky Gutierrez. I'll always remember this flying in, I think it was FlightSim X. Remember the missions in FlightSim X, right? Sitka approach. Man alive, it was unbelievable. So ever since then, I've just loved this airport. And there's beautiful scenery, mountains and all the jazz all the way around, right? FlightSim VR Dad is here. Good to see you. He says, I'm in the same boat waiting for 2024. Will the new plane work in 2024? We don't know. We hope it does. We've been told it should. You know what Garmin sounds like a sneeze? A shoe. That's actually very good. So, Sitka Gutierrez Airport, named after the former mayor Rocky Gutierrez, located on the western coastline of the Baranof Island, part of Alaska's southeast panhandle in the US. Considered a small regional airport, it's been around since 1942. It's home to a 7,000-foot runway at an elevation of just 26 feet. The terrain around the airport is a showcase for the Alaskan wilderness, featuring steep, rising mountains, many islands, inlets and fjords. It's an absolutely stunning location. Even check this place out in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and there is payware for Sitka as well. But to have it in X-Plane, I thought this is just, yes, it's a wonderful location. And especially now, X-Plane working on, you know, all the new water masking and the lighting and all the devil knows what. This is a very pretty location to go flying into, you know. Hey, Warhamster's here. Good to see you. He says, do you reckon we'll be able to pull our community folder straight over, just rename it, and then ta-da, that's simple? I don't know. I honestly don't know. It'd be great if you could. Where's this now? If I get an email, I'd be able to tell you more, but I'm probably not going to get an email. You'll have to wait until I have more news, but I will have more news. Luckily, we don't have long to wait. Indeed. Absolutely. So anyway, Sitka for X-Plane 12. It looks very, very nice. Priced at 22 Australian dollars, excluding VAT. You can pick it up over on Orbex. The airport is also available for Microsoft Flight Sim. So let's, you know, do a comparison. So Northern Sky already released this on Microsoft Flight Sim. So a couple of comparisons. This is X-Plane. And you notice the tree, straight away, the trees are savage, right? Because they're 3D and they react to the wind and all this sort of jazz. X-Plane have a couple of nice enhancements there. The reflections on the ground are nice. It always gives that kind of a, I don't know. X-Plane's lighting system, I just think at times it's hard to tell the difference between what's real and what's not when it comes to the lighting. However, when you compare some of this when it comes to Microsoft, definitely the colors are a little bit kind of weirder, but it's when you have the overall. I mean, look at that. I mean, Jesus. That's an interesting shot, isn't it? That's X-Plane. And just have a look at the textures, because they're using pictures versus Microsoft Flight Sim. What do you prefer, lads? What would you prefer? Prefer, Murphy. Speak. Let's see now. Do they have the same? It'd be great if they did more comparison shots. Do we even have a Cessna on the ramp? We do. X-Plane. Microsoft Flight Sim. What one do you like? On that note, I was wondering why my cat was being such a pain in the posterior. Turns out one of the builders has been feeding him Dreamies. Dreamies! Are they like the, are they like cat snack thingies? Why Kanye says, Murph, when will you release a community folder for us poor Xbox users? Listen, if there's a way to do it, we'll figure it out. Anyway, beautiful rendition of Sitka, and it's available now over in X-Plane. Staying with X-Plane, Five Factor announces the imminent public release for its 777 version 2. I had the chance to mess around with this thing, right? Wait, now, is that the Thomas Rasmussen? Is that the Thomas Rasmussen? Is he back? Hang on a second. I'm a huge fan of Thomas Rasmussen. No, that's an old one. No, it's not. Hang on, videos. 5 days ago. This is great news. Thomas Rasmussen is the... lads, you have to watch this. So, like, when I got into streaming, I started English. I used to make videos first, right? And it was the likes of Thomas Rasmussen and Q8 Pilot who did the stuff. The master is back. Hang on, we have to say welcome back. It's been a minute. This guy got me into making videos because I looked at it and I was like, well, that's cool. I want to do that, right? The OG, right? Let's check. I can't play his... Can I play his music? I can't play his music. We use the same music. Right, Grant, check it out, lads. A video from De Meister.
We are in need of some equipment.
No problem. Which one?
Catering service.
All right.
Jesus. That's incredible stuff. So Thomas Rasmussen, get over to his channel. He's on YouTube. And do be sure to drop a like and subscribe to his channel, because he's one of, there's many, but he's one of them that got me into this entire gig. And that's incredible. First X-Plane video in 4 years, lads. It's very good, isn't it? He's excellent at making videos. So that's huge news. But anyway, Flight Factory, yes, I got to check out this aircraft and it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And when you look at what we have from PMDG and Microsoft Flight Sim, which is excellent, you have to have a look to see what was possible by Flight Factor on X-Plane, because, I mean, they really got into the whole experience of being a pilot. You know, when you arrive to the aircraft, you got to call the crew, you got to open the doors, then you got to call the ground crew, you got to get things connected. It's a very, I must do this in order to get to that kind of an aircraft. You can turn it all off and have it automated. But, like, you know, the systems, the failures, the options, it's a stunning aircraft and really, really good. 777, very good. I have to say, so feature rich. It's like, it's really taking advantage of the systems depth of X-Plane and the visuals for that matter as well. And it's an update that has been years in the making, years and years. Flight Factor very passionate at what they do. So yeah, great trailer, great work, great news that Thomas Rasmussen has released a video. It's been a minute, and that's baby day. Now moving on, FS Elite Original. Cross Africa. Adrian and Jordan from FS Elite joined the hordes of aircraft travelling north to south for VATSIM's Cross Africa. Many flight simmers are familiar with the big ticket VATSIM events such as Cross the Pond, which sees thousands of virtual aircraft fly from Africa or America to Europe in October, then they return in April. And this is all facilitated by ATC coverage from relevant airports. VATSIM hosts events all over the globe, organised individually by each division. Some are small scale, many cover local airport weekly, while others, like Cross the Pond, are massive, huge scale. Then there's events that lie somewhere in the middle, such as Cross the Land, operating across the continental United States. Cross Africa was organised by VAT, the Sub-Sahara division, encouraging pilots and controllers to head south and cover the world's second largest continent. Eager to see whether Cross Africa was as fun as Cross the Pond, Jordan and Adrian from FS Elite joined the event to find out. What FS Elite have here is a full kind of step-by-step review of a flight that they did. So a lot of people, especially when we did the ATC stuff, there's a lot of us, you know, we're mad to do one of these big events because they are big, they're huge, right? If you have a read of this article, and I'll actually drop it into the chat, have a read of it and like, because they tell you pretty much in detail, you know, have a read of it and see, well, if this is what you're at, you know, if this is what you're looking for, well, this is what the lads experienced. And if it kind of, yeah, I want a bit of that, well, then get yourself signed up for the next event. Just sign up for it, you know, and let us know on Discord, !Discord, let us know if you're going to be doing a big event. If you want any help or a bit of advice or whatever, let us know, shout, say, hey, what do we do here? How do we do this? It's these events are class. I've watched so many of them. And yeah, have a look at that article. It's pretty cool. Now, moving on. Flight Sim Expo 2025. Well, the travel information has been shared by Flight Sim Expo. It may seem like just a little while ago that we're all in Vegas having the crack, and now we know that we're going out to the Rhode Island Convention Centre out in Providence, Rhode Island. And we're going to be there in June 2025. Well, they've now released some of the travel details, in particular when it comes to hotels. And I'm fully booked. And the discounts that you can get as being a FSA captain, right? The discounts you get, I was looking at prices based on Irish prices, and they were like, holy crap. Now, they're still holy crap if you're in Europe. They're just holy crap, lads. However, the savings that can be made by utilising you know, the Flight Sim Association links, right? They're just well worth it. Providence, Rhode Island, I've never been there. I know some people have. Captain Gaiman is like, they're going where? Right? I've never been there, but the venue isn't as important. It's not as important. I mean, once you get a whole load of flight simmers you're going to have the crack. It's going to be fun. You know, it just is. It's a bit like Vegas to here. It's a bit like, you know, well, I don't know what it's like. It's a bit like going from the city into the countryside. Do you know what I mean? But I'm still looking forward to it. Anyway, the details have been released. I have a link on my Discord page as well. They show you where the airports are, or the airports. They show you where the hotels are, English Murph, in relation to where the event is going to be held. And they talk about flight discounts, they talk about hotel discounts, and all the stuff. Tickets are due to go on sale, or registration is due to go on sale for the expo in December. Don't worry, I'll let you know what's happening when it's all happening, right? So yeah, I'm excited for Flight Sim Expo. Now, in our last bit of news, we'll have a quick look at the VATSIM events coming up this weekend. And where's one of them here now? We actually saw a flight the other night. Dougal copped it. There was a huge flight in Russia, massive. And they seem to have another one going on here as well. But there was a huge flight the other day. But anyway, here's one here. Look, Brazil Independence Day. So join VATSIM Brazil celebrating the country's Independence Day, September 7th, from 1900 to 2300 Zulu. They're going to be taking a route between Salvador and Rio Santos Dumont out to Brasilia. And again, London Controller was flying out this neck of the woods, a couple of nights ago. And the scenery and the views, It was just ridiculous. It was amazing looking. So beautiful, absolutely beautiful scenery in Brazil. And here's a full event that's going to be staffed up over the weekend. Exciting times for sure. Now, my last bit of stuff before we go into the gadget, I want to show you something. Because you know what I'm like. Where is it, Murph? So, this is our Discord, right? And I have to explain, right? I'm an idiot at the best of times. I'm a complete and utter idiot at the best of times, right? However, ChatGPT, I finally found a bit of usage for it because, would you believe, friends, I've created a bot using Python script. Me! I can't even spell Python script. However, what I've managed to do here, and I'll disappear me mug, and this is only me messing. What did I press? This is only me messing, right? Rambog is like, what? No, don't let Murphy near the gadget. What I've managed to do, and this is only early stuff, but the fact that I can figure this out means I can do more, right? So look at this one. I've just put this into our FireFly Air operations bot. Now we already have this over on the website, so don't be worrying. I just wanted to see what's possible because it's always a concern. You know, what will I fly? What will I do? Where will I go? Right? So I've told a little bot to say, okay, I want to fly from, I don't know, Dublin, EIDW, and I have 120 minutes available. For instance, FireFly Air has an important mission for you. Today you'll be flying from Dublin over to Charles de Gaulle. The aircraft chosen is the Airbus A320, perfectly suited to the mission. The estimated flight time is just under an hour. That's not right at all. The bot is stupid. Don't worry about that. The weather, however, is perfect. Visibility greater than 10 miles with minimum winds at 8 knots. You'll be transporting passengers or cargo for FireFly Air, enjoying the skies and smooth flying conditions. And then it puts in a meter, right? I'd been right. That was me. So, danger, lads. Just danger. All I'm saying is just danger. Because my next plan is, can I link this? Wait, Viper Strike did one. Jesus. Unfortunately, there's no routes available. However, he's taken off from LAX or where? Las Vegas. Anyway, you can have a bit of crack. AI, lads. Right? It just goes to show. So, and this is just a simple Discord bot, but I want to see what else I can do to it. Do you know what? Maybe, who knows what this thing can do? But I thought that was pretty cool, you know? So, a lot to be said for AI, isn't there? Yeah, lots to be said, Murph. You genius, you. There's some people who you kind of trust with AI, and then there's Murph, right? Murph thinks he's Gibbo. I even said to Gibbo, I was like, you'll never guess what I did. And he's just like, well done. I'm happy out. I did a thing. Did a thing. Brilliant. Crisis positivity. Nighttime, we can't see our beautiful airplane. Give it a second. The sim is frozen, but it'll unfreeze now, we hope. So yeah, that's the news. So we have a bit of stuff to show off here now. And then we'll get ourselves, back into, we'll get ourselves over to Flight Simmer. So this here, friends, is a brand new release from Topmac Studios. These are the guys who brought us the F-22, right? 1 second now. So the B-2A Spirit stealth bomber presented a complex and exciting challenge for Topmac Studios. It took us over a year and a half of laborious and painstaking work to render the B-2 well enough for us to feel that it was ready to share. The Northrop B-2 Spirit, also known as the Stealth Bomber, is an American heavy strategic bomber featuring low observable stealth technology designed to penetrate dense anti-aircraft defenses. A subsonic flying wing with a crew of 2, the plane was designed by Northrop, later Northrop Grumman, as the prime contractor with Boeing, Hughes and Vought as principal subcontractors. Development began of the aircraft under the Advanced Technology Bomber during the Carter administration, which cancelled the Mach 2 capable B-1A bomber, in part because the ATB showed so much promise. The average cost of this aircraft was about 2.13 billion, or that's about 4 billion in today's money. 4 billion, Jesus. We'll have 2 of them. It can perform attack missions at altitudes of up to 50,000 feet. It has an unrefueled range of more than 6,000 nautical miles, and it can fly more than 10,000 nautical miles with mid-air refueling. This is nuts. So, custom programmed simulated fly-by-wire control system, auto trim pitch, G limiter, roll rate, bank limiter, pitch angle, highly detailed, fully custom 3D cockpit modelling, they've done a whole load of stuff. The sound pack came from Echo 19. There's a whole load of stuff. What we're doing today, we're having a look at it because it's 40 bucks. This is 40 bucks. So we're going to check it out to see, well, is it worth our 40 bucks? But straight away, right, the texturing in this thing is beautiful, right? The modelling and the texture, it's excellent. Look at the details we have going on underneath the landing gear, lads. Isn't that something? And like, you know, look at the texturing here. Get rid of the old bokeh effect. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? Really, really nice. And there's a number of static elements you notice that I have turned on. So let's go up here and have a gawk. This is a little bit on the... not very sharp, is it? It's part of the paintwork of the livery, I'd say, is it? It is. But like, Jesus, look at the Spirit of America. Look at the detail going on. Isn't that nuts? Considering this is an aircraft, you know, shrouded in secrecy. Do you know what I'm saying? It looks beautiful. And you've all these static elements. You've all like scaffolding to get up onto the aircraft. You have like various GPUs, air starter units, all the jazz, right? And it's a flying wing. It's mad looking. It's just mad looking. But I'm impressed by the textures, it has to be said. I mean, the model work and the textures on this are beautiful. Very, very pretty indeed. It's a behemoth. Now, Quickflight did bring out their own B-2 Spirit, but like this would appear to be on a different level altogether, right? So what we're going to do, we'll ramble in because we do have a little ladder here, right? So to get into the aircraft, well, let me see, that'll be our height roughly. So you'd have to kind of duck down and then we'll climb up. We'll climb up. Watch your head now. Oh, Jesus, mind the step. You wouldn't want to slip. Get in there now and, well, welcome to the flight deck. The Jesus, look at the flight. There's a jacks. There's even a jacks. Now, I don't think they really have a jacks there, but they put in a jacks with the crack. And this is the flight deck. Look at this. Yes, looks terribly interesting. And I'm unsure what's back here behind the bulkhead. I imagine that's into where the bomb bay door is. It is. Oh, Jesus, look at... What are they? Are they the engines? Jesus, I didn't even know they were in there. Oh no, they're not engines at all, you big muppet. They're the weapons pod. They hold all the stuff, you know, the stuff. Ah, Gibbo, good to see you. He went on about creating a bot. I did, Gibbo! Ah, brilliant! I know, it's a proud day, Gibbo. Ah, Jesus, right? That's pretty cool. Okay, so they're the Bombay doors. Or the Bombay. The Bombay. So, what we're going to do, we're going to try and power this thing up and see what happens for the crack, will we? Well, what do you think of it visually? Looks the part. I know him too well. I was going on about the bot. Anyway, let's not let that ruin our day. So, right, the weather's here crap, so we better change the weather. Typical English day. Well, we'll make it kind of, you know, spring day. Lesser rain, that'll do. Brighten it up here a bit. And, well... Now, full disclosure. Oh, Jesus. I've never flown this aircraft in the real world, despite popular belief, right? But it looks very nice. I mean, look, okay, rudder pedals, north hop, that's nice, isn't it? The north hop. The textures inside are nice. Plenty of wires and details going on underneath the main cabin here. And even when you look at, there is a video online showing the cockpit of a B-2. This is very close to it. They've done an incredible job, right? An incredible job. And we have a couple of nice things in the cockpit here as well. So what we're going to do, well, we're going to start putting some electricity into the plane, I suppose, right? So, external power. Shh, quiet now. And battery on, battery on. And if I come back to here, our little trap door or crew entrance is open, so I'm going to close that. So, where is that now? Close that. Animation looks nice. Here comes it, the lather. Holy panels, Batman, right? Hey, Reggie Pilot, good to see you. Did you notice the DC-7 from Airplane Heaven? Does it? Oh, my days, the cell. Beautiful, isn't it? Saren, good to see you. Those are the warp missiles. Very nice. Very nice. Nice clickety click click. You can lift the toilet seat. There's a flush, no. Okay. Don't know what they do. Right, let's get ourselves sitting down so we won't cause too much of a headache. So we have all these options over here in a little EFB. We have the air start, fire extinguishers, munitions loader, ground tug, all the jazz. So remove before flight, good luck to you. Wheel chocks off. Crew can be seated or rest. Will this show the crew? Not yet. MFDs, both, left, right, or both. We'll go both. Air crew on. Ah, Jesus! Ah, oh, God! You're right there! Don't look straight in his eyes. Let the man have a moment. He's on the John. Sit down there now. How did that go for you? Look how straight he's sitting. He sorted it out anyway. Brilliant. This is kind of cool. You can kind of fly in this position because it's a headless body. They think of everything, don't they? Right, so come back here to our crew. Leave them seated for, I suppose, for the moment. We'll get rid of all this. Scaffolds, munition carts, fire extinguisher, munition loaders, and air start. We'll leave the GPU on. And there's all our stuff disappeared, look, right? Brilliant. Definitely a married man putting it back, right?
Jesus.
There is an actual bathroom on the plane since they can fly it forever. I don't know, lads. I just don't know. Right, now, in terms of getting this thing started, anti-skid will turn it on. Lights are over here. Don't worry about those for the moment. What do we have over here now? Ground power.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know what these switches do, so let's not mess around. Pumps, perhaps. Okay. Cooling. Radar. Alert and radar. Oh, Jesus, I'm not pressing the button. What's after? Mother of God, I've just put his head on. Get rid of his head. Ah, Jesus, we can make his head disappear. Bloody hell. Right, access drives. Don't know what they do. Generators. We'll turn them on after the engine, I suppose. Engine controls. I better turn off these lads for the minute. Right, what do we have down here now? Lights. Console. And instruments. Floodlights are a little bit bright. Throttles. Okay. What else do we need to do here now? Pedal adjuster. Unlock. Lock. Okay, that's just it's a switch. We have a little FMC here. Weapon. Bay doors. Open. Oh, you can open the bay. You can open the bomb bay doors, right? Brilliant. That's kind of nice. Right, we better close those. What else do we have? Nav, RNAV, index, weapons, power, flight plan. They're closing up. Let me see. What else can we do here? Nav source, master. This is autopilot stuff. Look at this. All right. So this is where you'll set your autopilot stuff. Okay, that makes sense. Navigation, departure, or origin and destination. So you can put in your flight plan. Identification, friend or foe. Don't know if that works. Power, no. Index. Okay, there's quite a bit going on here. Right, what else do we have? Oxygen, auto. Pedostatic, leave those alone. Bleed air system, we'll need that for the APU, no doubt. Flight controls, leave those alone. Jettison, don't want to jettison. Eject sequence, ejector seats. We better arm those. Just in case I break something. Speed brake. Throttle friction, okay. What's this now? Fuel, is it? Fuel system. Open. Aerial refueling switches. Nice. What else do we have here? Barrow settings. Okay, we better start putting some power into the aircraft. So we do have some APUs. So we'll go left APU, right APU. Do you see those flaps that opened? And there's fire coming out of the APU. Yes! That was deadly. Ah, hang on, we'll have to show you that again. You know it's a good APU when fire comes out of it. Jeez, the sounds are brilliant, aren't they? Right, the doors are closing. Caution. Right. Start and start.
Climbing immediately to flight level 340, American 350.
Hang on now, you. Who says you can talk? Pissed. We're getting into that now in a minute. Right, APUs are running. Engine start, no. Floodlights. Oh, look, more lights. Okay. Anti-collision lights. Both. Emergency lights. Armed. Jeez, there's loads of lights. I like that. Right, APUs are on. Therefore, we're going to need the bleeds. Isolation valve. Packs. Okay. Get our SID on. Oh, touchscreen. Nice. Inertial interior inspection, APU start, engine start. There's a whole load of stuff we can mess with. Jesus, lads, there's an awful lot of depth to this, isn't there? Start, text, start. Ooh, look at this. Fuel system. Flight controls. Okay. Electrics. ECS. Engines. Mother of Jesus, we got a lot of stuff here, don't we? Stat pages. Okay, there's a lot going on here. What about baro? So if I wanted to change the baro, where's my altimeter? 2 9er 9er 2. So if we were to set this to 2 9er, I don't know, 9er 9er. Baro. See the way she's changing there now. So if I say baro 29.92. Alright, so that's how we change our baro. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Alright, I suppose engines are next. So we have these motors. And then we have engine starters. So do we arm the motors? Do we lose an APU? Anti-ice. Engines. Is that like fuel, I wonder? Keep it all on auto and let's see what happens, right? Let's go for an outshot. Auto or engines 1 to 4? Let's hit auto. There's sounds happening. Well, that sounds really nice. What have I to do? I have to open doors. Inlet doors. Where are they located, lads? Oh, they're inbound. Outbound. Mother of Jesus. On. Right. Oh, they're open. Let me see here now. By the left of the throttles. Lights. Elevator. Oh, gens. Batteries. Now the main question. Will John Travolta and Kristen Slater be on the flight deck? What was that movie? Broken Arrow, wasn't it? Broken Arrow. Okay, what do we do here now? By the left throttles. Down and up. Huh? Down and up, you say? That was a classic movie, wasn't it? Engine reset doors. The switch behind them. Down, up. Alternate trim. Oh, there's power in the machine.
Caution, caution.
What's she giving out about? We got it? Absolutely love that movie. Oh, the sounds, lads! Jesus! That's terribly nice. Right, what else have we to do? Where's my little checklist of Rooney gadget? No. APU start. Air-to-air refueling, descent. Ground crew is done. Engine, individual start buttons, check engines. Generators are on. Electrical systems, turn off APUs. Okay. Taxi on. Flight controls. Windshield heaters. Pitot heat. Packs. Ah, would you look at the cut of that though? Look at that! Do it again, they missed it. That's deadly, isn't it? They have a lot of stuff going on with this, lads. Alright, close that down. We'll go back to our info, I suppose. Windshield anti-ice. Radar, ECS. Christ, what else do we need to press? Auto. That looks good. I don't know what we need to do here, but sure, listen. Shall we give it a blast? Remember, the engine doors stay open below 248. Okay. Brakes off. Let's taxi. This is savage. Give it a second now. Look at the size of it. Yeah, it's a big old kind of a machine, this, isn't it? Ground handling is good. It's huge, yeah, it's massive, this thing.
Hello there.
Oh, the night lighting. Hang on a second now, Betsy. We get off the floodlights. Jeez, there's some nice lighting, isn't there? Really nice lighting. Okay, what about landing lights? Yeah, very, very nice. All right, continue on. No fancy red neons. It's still nice. Well, we're going to see can we take off in this thing. I just don't know how much fun it's going to be to fly. I bet it's touchy. We'll find out. Yeah, I love the air fresheners. They kind of move as well. Wait till we get airborne. Alright. What flavour? Black ice. Right, I'm going to spill this up to 100% outside so we can hear it. Then we'll spill down and then we'll take off from the inside. Just so we can hear it. Alright, hold it there. Sounds good, doesn't it? Right, holding the brakes. Power coming in. That sounds savage. Right, power coming in. Toga.
Warning. Warning.
Engine, aux, doors. Ah, balls, how do we fix that mess? We're committed. Let's see what happens. It'll all go terribly wrong. There's 80 knots. This could end in tears, lads. Tears. 130. Oopsie daisy. Positive rate of climb. Gear up.
Captain, unsafe.
Oh, yes. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. The Awesome Pigeon. That's a great name. Welcome in. Imagine seeing this coming over your head.
Jesus.
Jesus, lads. Jesus. Epic rap battles between this and the Vulcan. Right, what should I like to handle? Landing light is on. Jesus. Turn them off. Off, you devil. Alright. Speed is 320 knots, 5,500 feet. Let's throw in a roll here. It feels heavy. That's a nice touch. Alright, let's throw it right up. Ooh, look at this. Imagine seeing that coming over your head and flying down. Or flown by a Murph. Hey, B. Carlo, good to see you. Ah, lads, that's class looking, isn't it? There's a lot going on. Fair play to them. Like, there is a lot going on with this aircraft. I imagine an awful lot was guesswork, but like, there seems to be enough systems depth and modelling for you to really want to learn how to figure it all out. I couldn't find any manuals for it. I didn't see one online either, unless they have one on their Discord. I think, you know, some sort of a manual would be very, very helpful. But this is gorgeous. Right, low speed. Drop the nose here for a second. And let's see what sort of speeds we can get out of it. And then it's maneuverability. Like, trying to roll it, you can really get a sense of the weight. And it's like there's a pivot point in it. Which is probably characteristic because, well, there's no tail. It's just a flying wing. You know what I mean? Now, what's it like for, like, rudder control? Not bad. Okay, what about a negative push? Yeah, like, the pitch is nice and stable. It's not twitchy at all. Over G warnings, right? What about the speed brake? On the wings. And let's look for the old gear animation while we're at it. Oh, lads, that's very nice, isn't it? That's gorgeous. Look at that. And see the way the gear is leaning forward. Is that right? Should they not be the other way around? No, because the strut is to the rear, look. So you land it like that, devil. Oh, there's a stall warning. Right, go on, give us a stall. They said it couldn't break it. Okay, its stall characteristics are a bit strange. The roars of it are class. 767, same layout. Okay. Right, look at the effects coming off it. All right, kill the power. All right, let's see what happens here. 130. There's a shaker. There's a stall warning. 50 knots. And nose down. So there's no tendency to roll or, you know, spin or any of that jazz. It's really nice, isn't it? Really, really nice. So there we have it, friends. Topmac Studios B-2 Spirit. It's $40. I was very hesitant to buy it because I said, Jesus, it's pricey. But they have a lot going on. I haven't even scraped the surface of this thing. This is pretty cool. So we must move on because I can't keep people waiting. So we're going to immediately move on to the next thing we want to show off. And there's two things. That's the wrong button. There's two things I want to show here. Sorry, yeah, there's two things. We're going to be powering up some SayIntentions because they have a new update when it comes to this new Copilot feature. But I also want to check out a brand spanking new scenery, right? So we're going to load in our little 319 because it's pretty. And we're going to go over to Frankfurt. Because this is the newly, or the upcoming, whatchamacallit, scenery from, now wait, did you do your due diligence, Murphy? Need to get rid of the default Frankfurt? Jesus. I'm going to have to speedrun it. Yeah, we'll be grand though, we'll be grand. Right, world map. Into Frankfurt. Mother day, Jesus, where'd you be? I don't know where we go. We'll go over. We'll go here. No, we'll go there. Gate Alpha 50. Get in there now, you dividend, right? Does it come in Ferrari red? Isn't it really nice? It's really nice. Out there in the suburbs. That's a great name, dude. You're very welcome in. Corrupt Cow, good to see you. Need nose up to land. Yeah, 100%. It's a great looking aircraft, that B-2, isn't it? Now, let's see what's going to happen here. We're to look at two things, right? The first is Frankfurt. The second, we're going to have a quick go at the new Copilot feature with SayIntentions. Now, just to kind of put things out there, the idea of using Copilot, they're not necessarily going to take control of your aircraft. No, it's a way of offloading the radio control to your Copilot. Let them look after the radio, right? So let's have a look here before we even get started, right? Here's my little airplane. Lock in the views and, well, turn off my head tracking. There we go. Frankfurt. I've not loaded up this scenery at all. It's the first time I'm seeing it. So let's see what this thing can actually do. I'm going to put some shadows in place because it looks nice, doesn't it? And lock the time. Let's go exploring. So, Aerosoft's Frankfurt. Due to release tomorrow, lads. Oh, geez, the frame rate's actually good. Look at this scale first and foremost, just to get an idea. This airport is friggin' huge. By European standards, this is as big as they get. This is massive, right? The two main runways, and then they have two other runways. That one there is the newest one, I think, the far one. And then I remember watching Flight Deck to Sim, I think, flying in here. They use, I think it's that one there they use for departures, and then there's a new one over there. But anyway, we'll get through it, right? How's the lighting? Can you see everything nice and good like? Maybe that'll work out a little bit better. Yeah, we'll do that. So in terms of the scale of the airport, it's absolutely massive. As far as I know, all this area here, this is a new terminal currently under construction. So it looks as if they've added that in. But it looks very, very pretty, doesn't it? And it's all in a big forested area. And of course, there you have the city of Frankfurt in the distance. So, well, I want to get in and have a closer look because this is the first time I'm seeing this as well as you guys, right? So, well, it always starts off with the level of detail. When I'm looking at sceneries, I look for perimeter fencing, for which they have. Look, a full perimeter. Look up 2 comments. The real Ace Guard. SayIntentions here. Looking forward to you taking a look at Copilot. Keep in mind, it's very experimental right now and likely to have some rough edges. That's quite all right. That's quite all right. We're not here to break it. Well, we're not here to break it. Don't worry. So yeah, it's something that I always check out is the perimeter fencing. It's the first thing I do at an airport. You might say, really, Murph? But that shows me the level of detail from a developer. And the fact that they have this security patrol driving around, nuts, right? The sheer amount, like, it's the scale, right? So these are all static elements. Buses, car parks, cargo pods. There's lots and lots and lots and lots going on here. There's a ridiculous amount of stuff going on here. More patrol vehicles. You know, they're lit up and they're detailed, right? Marcus, welcome in. Thank you for the follow, dude. So, well, it's the airport and the taxiways. The taxiways are very unique. This place, you need a map on top of a map. In actual fact, you would probably want 2 versions of Navigraph just to get you over here. So when it comes to our signage, taxiway signage, Jesus, look at the details on the friggin' signs, look. What's all that on top for? Is it for catching? I don't know what it's for. They're highly detailed. You have these markings here. You have blue, orange, and yellow. So see the way that's, you know, November, taxi November. Well, there's 3 friggin' Novembers. Look. So they have an orange and a blue, and they tend to keep the cargo lads down one side and your passengers up the other side, right? So, like, bloody hell, the scale. Let's come over here now. We try and go airside here, or sorry, landside here, and they have the train gadget. I wonder, does it have a train? Okay, so the outside road, it looks like there's photogrammetry there, so they probably can't do much. They have added in signs though, so that's pretty decent. And oh, bloody hell! So you're into the terminals already. Look, we're not going inside the terminals. You kind of can't. No, you can't really. Okay, so you can't go into the terminals, but that could be a good idea or a bad idea. A good idea means that you can see that they're detailed, but not too detailed. The bad idea is, you know, oh look, they do have moving trains. Look, brilliant. Choo-choo. Choo-choo. That's... Oh, Jesus, look at this. They've loads of trains. Look at the size of this place, for God's sake. Right, oh, look at this. So the airport. Frankfurt Airport. And yeah, you can't go in through the buildings. Now I don't know, is it a feature, or I saw that with some other sceneries before as well. The devs go to the trouble of I mean, you can see it, right? I mean, there's details going on in there, lads. Signage is high. It's very clear to read all the signage. So I don't know. Maybe they don't want you going in. I don't know. Right. Let's keep moving around here to see what we can see. It's absolutely massive. This building here, it's a hotel, and there's offices in there. There's some brewery place in there. And that's kind of like a famous landmark. You see that, and like you'd even see this in truck simming, and it's huge. And the savage history behind this airport as well. Savage history, because Second World War onwards. A famous, was it a blimp or something took off from here as well? Wasn't the Hindenburg, was it? Maybe it was. Designed to look like a cruise ship. Yeah. It's absolutely class. Jays, look at the multi-story car park, look. That's ridiculous. There's no cars in there, but like, that's mad. The scale here, lads, it's unbelievable. KPMG Lufthansa. And then what's this now? That's all part of the airport. Oh, we have some pink textures. Interesting. Again, lads, this is pre-release, so I wouldn't be worried too much. There was probably an update in the last couple of days or two. I haven't seen a Skoda. If this thing wants 10 out of 10, there better be a Skoda somewhere. But yeah, it's pre-release, so pink textures or bugs or issues like that, they all get squashed before released. Like, we haven't even scraped the surface here. Hang on a second. Let's get on the air side. Like, look at the scale of this. The jetways, the duty-free. You can see the interiors. Like, lads, isn't this massive? And like, look at the texturing. Jesus. The buildings aren't spotlessly clean. Like, you can see there's wear, tear. That's like a photograph. Look at that. That's like an actual photograph. That's nuts. It's huge. So like, that's like the ground tower, I think. That's the ground tower, and then you have like the main tower. Oh, that's class looking, isn't it? Did they model the tower? They didn't model the tower. I mean, to be fair, you don't spend an awful lot of time in there, but like, at least you can get into it. At least they put glass in there, right? Look at the size of it. Jesus. So they're all the Lufthansa terminals there, look. And look at that, you have the Lufthansa logo. Ah, Jesus, that's class, isn't it? Look at the size of the airport. Mother of God. Let's go this way now for a minute. Technical hangars. A320 parked up there. Right in the hangars? Nope. Nothing in the hangars. There's another static aircraft. Nice. Jeez, look at the detail even on the tanks and stuff. Look at that. Right, Skodas. Is there a Skoda? I don't see one. They're Mazdas. If there's a Skoda here now, lads. I love the texture work. Look, I mean, look, you kind of have to be in the sim to appreciate this. I don't know how well it's coming across on the stream, but like, look at the texturing even on the side of the building. Isn't it incredible? That's really, really good. The scale of this thing, lads. Look, it goes on and on. Oh, does this cross the road? It does. All the taxiways here crossing the road. Look, more patrol cars out. Jesus. Oh, wow, look at that. You cross over the motorway, look. Deadly. More buildings. This must be where the cargo hub is. It is. Look at the scale. Volkswagen, Beamer. Hang on, there has to be a Skoda. For the love of God, give us a Skoda. None yet. DHL, FedEx. It's massive. Like, look at all the objects, though. They're all actually really well done, aren't they? Cool, radar. Another car park. And we have fire training over here. And the fire station, I'd say, is Frankfurt Airport. Didn't Chewie put out a fairly... Oh, wait. Didn't Chewie put out a fairly long list of bugs and features that need fixing? Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. This is my first look at this, so like I found a couple of textures. That's all I've seen so far. And I don't know what version Chewie had versus the one I have. I'm just blown away by the tiny little bits of detail here. And that's only one half of it. Let's go over the far side quickly. We've more over here, look. Another fire station? They've 2 fire stations, Jesus. Maintenance areas. More hangars. DB Schenker are there. Bloody hell. The size of that place. Condor. There's a bit of pop in with scenery, alright. Or in, you know, assets and stuff. Airbridge cargo. So this, I believe, is all part of the new terminal. This is all being built. I could be wrong now. Pretty good frame rates. Yeah, they're actually pretty good. Like, in as far as from what I can see, like the interiors aren't all that great. But I imagine why, because like if they did all the interiors, this thing would just stop. So it looks as if, you know, there had to be a bit of balance. Visually, they have everything fairly on the ball. Look at the scale of it, lads. Right, check out the night lighting quickly. And the fact that they have trains rushing around the place. Ah, Jesus, look at that. Look at the state of that. Isn't that class looking? And like even the different, like there's reasons for like taxiway lighting and the way they have them. And even they have these stop bars now. Look at that, they're actually red. Deadly. ATC should be able to control them. Now whether or not they can do it in the sim, I don't know. But you can see the sign, no entry. Do not enter here, and you have like red light stop bar on your taxiway. That's pretty cool, isn't it? This one says, I'm not overly into detailed interiors anyway. Good job, Aerosoft. I think so, lads. This is incredible looking. Like, look at the lighting. Ah, Jesus, look at that, like. Do you know what I mean? The lighting is superb, look. Right, we'll go down onto the, down with the gates here. Yeah, you can see the assets kind of pop in. There's a lot of LOD stuff coming in. But you don't mind that. Is there somewhere a little bit brighter we can bring you? 1 second now. Jesus. Ah, look at that. That's incredible lighting. That's all that, what do they call it? Plexiglass stuff? What's that effect to make it look like there's stuff actually in there? That's just gorgeous. So, my aircraft started with like 2 gates all over us. Jesus. Not sure about the starting position. That doesn't seem right. But look at the detail. Isn't it absolutely class? I do like that. The lighting is beautiful. What about the old reflections? Diddly-dee-dee-dee. Diddly-dee-dee-dee. No rain, really? Right now. Yeah, like, look, lads, look at the cut of that. Look at the reflections, like. Parallax, that's the one, yeah. Isn't that incredible looking? Jesus, lads. Aerosoft Frankfurt. It's a huge scenery. It's massive. And I see myself flying in and out of this place quite a bit. It's pretty nice, isn't it? Pretty nice. Right, now, quick, before Oz loses the will. I need to do a couple of things. So we're going to, let me see. Yeah, turn this on for a minute. Okay, so let's see if SayIntentions is up and running, which it is. Now I better do a quick sim brief flight because this thing would freak out, wouldn't it? Sim brief. So where are we? We're Echo Delta Delta Golf, isn't it? So let's do a quick flight in this. Oh, so I'll be with you in about 5-6 minutes. New flight. EGDF EIDW. Okay. So let me go into my settings here, right? So this is all part of SayIntentions. And they have got an update, and I'll read you what it is, right? We'll go straight to the horse's mouth as it was. So move the console out of my way for just a moment. So the update we're after getting here is SayIntentions. They've always believed in pushing the boundaries. Today we're not just launching new features, we're redefining what's possible with AI and flight simulation with the release of version 2.7.0.1. Experience an AI co-pilot, and they also have this new feature, readback enforcement. Your AI co-pilot, you're cruising at 30,000 feet, focusing on flying, and suddenly you realise you don't have to worry about the communications anymore. With the brand new AI co-pilot feature, that's now a reality. Leveraging the latest advancements in LLM and generative AI technology, the AI co-pilot can take over all radio communications at your command, allowing you to concentrate on the thrill of flying, right? Key features. Total control over the communications. It can handle all your ATC communications, including your handoff, frequency change, and clearances. Voice activated commands. No need to fumble with menus or buttons. Just tell your co-pilot what you need, and they'll take care of the rest. Does that mean, can they interact with the aircraft, I wonder? I don't think so, but we'll see. Multiple personalities. Nice. And then seamless integration. Map your controls, start flying. Once a flight, you can hand over comms simply by saying, hey, handle the comms from now on. Okay, only comms, only comms. Okay. Landing gear, good to see you. Your co-pilot sounds and performs like Murph. I'll stick to flying solo, thanks. Jace. And then the readback enforcement, mastering the art of communication. Strict readback requirements. ATC will expect precise readback of your instructions. So you can't mess with it. Right? Alright, let's see it in the flesh. So I wonder, can I ask it to get me clearance maybe? No? Settings. We're going to pick a co-pilot. Ah, brilliant. We'll use Brian. Brian, get in here now. Right? Let's see what happens. Hello, Brian. Good morning.
Good afternoon, Captain. Let me know if you need assistance with the comms.
Say, Brian, could you get our clearance?
I'll handle the clearance request now.
Nice. Let's have a listen.
Frankfurt clearance, FireFly 235. We'd like to collect our IFR clearance. We have information X-ray.
Give me 1 second for that clearance.
Oh, it is a German accent, yeah. Brilliant. Brian sounds like no crack at all. We'll change it now in a sec.
FireFly 235. Frankfurt clearance. Information X-ray is current. Cleared to Dublin via the OBOC 3 kilo departure, then as filed. Departure runway 25 left. Initial climb to 4,000. Departure on 120.155. Squawk 5723.
Read it back there now. Brian is a good man. Will he read it back, I wonder? He will read it back, yeah? Will he change the squawk for me? Hardly. Or maybe I have to change the squawk. What was it? 2753. He will change this. He'll do it. Brilliant. You're looking at a really, 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 really early preview. Doesn't matter. It's brilliant. I love this idea. Right, so don't worry if there's any Jesus moments. Say, Brian, can you repeat the clearance, please?
Certainly, Captain. Here's the clearance. Cleared to Dublin via the OBOC 3K departure, then as filed. Departure runway 25L. Initial climb altitude 4,000 feet. Departure frequency is 120.155. Squawk 5,723.
Thank you, Brian. Can you please report that back to ATC?
I'll report the clearance back to ATC.
Is it on the right frequency? It is. Oh, it is, look.
Frankfurt clearance, FireFly 235. Frankfurt clearance, fly FireFly 235. Cleared to Dublin via OBOC 3. Kilo departure, then as filed. Departing runway 25 left. Initial climb to 4,000 feet. Departure frequency 120.155. Squawk 5723.
FireFly 235, read back correct. Contact ground on 121.755.
Contacting ground on 121.755. FireFly 235.
That's pretty handy. Hang on now. Brian, you're great crack, but let's just see what the other lads are like, will we? Oh, look! Bilby McStone! Get in there. Bilby. Hey, Bilby, can you request our clearance?
Hey man, I can't do that unless you hand over the comms to me. Let me know if you want me to take over.
Alright, man. You have all comms.
Yo, thanks man. I'll get on that clearance request right now.
Dude! Oh, brilliant.
Oh, jeez. Frankfurt clearance, FireFly 235. Hello, clearance, FireFly 235 here, requesting IFR clearance to Dublin with information X-ray.
Give me 1 second for that clearance.
Brilliant. He's like just a total dude. Hey, man. Oh, brilliant. Hey.
FireFly 235. Information X-ray is current. Cleared to Dublin via the OBOC 3 Kilo departure, then as filed. Departure runway 25 left. Initial climb to 4,000. Departure on 120.155. Squawk 5723.
He's to read it back now. Hey, man. I'm just waiting for it. Hey, Billy, go report that back to ATC.
Yo, got it, man. I'll handle that comm stuff now.
What else can we do? Right, so he's the man. Bilby is the man, right? Oh, look, you can go English accents as well. Ah, hang on a second. Nigel Nosewheel Trottleton. Nigel. Good morning, Nigel. Can you get our clearance, please?
We've already got our clearance, Captain. Cleared to Dublin via the OBOC 3K departure, runway 25L.
Oh, good man. Thanks, Nigel. Request our pushback and startup, please.
Righto, Captain. I'll get on that.
Jesus, Nigel is a big... Isn't he? Shut up, Nigel. Brilliant. So he's going to go away and ask for push and start.
Frankfurt ground, FireFly 235. Frankfurt ground, FireFly 235. Request pushback and startup.
Nice.
FireFly 235, pushback and startup approved. Expect runway 25 left for departure.
That's very good, isn't it? The accent makes it, lads. So anyone who's here from SayIntentions, this is amazing. The accents make it work. If you're in Germany and you hear the German accent, it just works. Do you know? For instance, what button does it... How do I... Oh, yeah. Hang on, I'll do this. Frankfurt ground, FireFly 235. Can you give me the weather? Will it? Won't it? Will it? Won't it? What if I spoke with an Austrian accent? Hang on.
FireFly 235, Frankfurt Airport information X-ray, wind 315 at 8, visibility 10, sky broken at 3300 feet, temperature 23, dew point 18, QNH 1014.
Thank you for giving me the weather, FireFly 235. Ah, it actually did it! Firefly, but is this it? It got it right! Eric Hartman.
FireFly 235, you're welcome.
You're welcome. Brilliant! Hang on a second. There is! There's Eric Hartman! You're joking! Eric, good morning. Request clearance.
225 Echo Mike, hold short of taxiway golf traffic on final approach.
Holding short of taxiway golf.
All right, I'll get us the taxi clearance for runway 25L.
Respect! Respect my authority! You need to put Quagmire in there. You giggity-goo! You need to put it.
Frankfurt ground, FireFly 235. Good morning. We're requesting taxi clearance for departure on runway 25 left with information X-ray.
You need Quagmire.
FireFly 235. Taxi to runway 25 left via November 7, November 4, Lima 6, cross runway 25 Charlie, then M10, Mike 7, cross runway 25 left, then Romeo 5 Romeo, contact tower on 118.78 when ready for departure.
Christ, that's a lot to read back.
Runway 25 left, November 7, November 4, Lima 6, cross runway 25 Charlie, then Mike 10, Mike 7, cross runway 25 left, then Romeo 5, Romeo, will contact tower on 118.78 when ready for departure. FireFly 235.
Could you imagine Quagmire? Hey, Frankfurt ground, giggity. Can you give me the weather, giggity? All right. Could you imagine? It doesn't pick up giggity. This is brilliant. Oh, who else do they have? You just need to get Quagmire in there, lads.
69er, Frankfurt ground, pushback and start approved, facing east.
Heinz Windler. Nigel. Steve the Pirate. Ah, get out of this. Steve, request taxi.
Our captain. The taxi clearance be already in our logbook. We be heading to runway 25L via November 7th, November 4th. Lima 6, crossing runway 25C. Then M10, Mike 7, crossing runway 25L. And finally Romeo 5 Romeo. Contact tower on 118.78 when we be ready for departure.
He sounds like he got somewhere between auditioning for Pirates of the Caribbean and
Falcon 762, Foxtrot,
something
Romeo,
out of Northern
runway
Ireland.
24, contact ground on 121.9er.
Crossing runway 24,
lads.
contacting ground on 121.9er. Falcon 762, Foxtrot, Romeo.
Steve, what's our squawk code?
Frankfurt ground.
Oh,
FireFly 235, requesting taxi clearance for departure on runway 25 left. Captain Robin, we have information. Our squawk code be 5,723. As cleared for our voyage to Dublin.
Our squawk code be. Oh, that's brilliant. Hang on. Sanjay. This guy could be nice. Hello, Sanjay. Can you tell us what our departure clearance is? Captain Kirk, yes!
Captain, we are clear to Dublin via the Obok 3K departure runway 25L. Initial climb altitude 4,000 feet. Departure on 120.155. Squawk 5723.
Good man, Sanjay. There was no messing with him. Hang on. Jeez. Ace Wallaby. Good day, Ace. What was our clearance, Clarence? We'll have Cartman there until we get sued.
G'day, Robin. We've got clearance to taxi to runway 25L via November 7th, November 4th, Lima 6, cross runway 25C, then M10, Mike 7, cross runway 25L, then Romeo 5 Romeo. We'll contact tower on 118.78 when ready for departure.
Oh, yeah, well done, mate. Jesus.
Cheers, Robin. Ready to roll when you are. Let's get this bird in the air.
Hang on! I can do the Murph. Osprey server, we could have just done this. Brilliant! Oh, lads, that's really good. That's really good. Now, there are some other features that they've included. As we say, they have this this experimental mode, right? So you can have strict readback enforcement. Now, it's still early days. That's what SayIntentions are telling us, right? But the idea here is to kind of up your game. So if they're giving you back, and look, you can read off the screen. That's what makes this thing a great learning tutorial bit of software, right? I mean, you can see the information in front of you. So if you need to, we'll just read it back on what you can see. However, if you go with this strict read back, they're not going to let you go until you read it back, you know, pretty much verbatim, word for word. That's a really nice thing to have. But I think that this is class. This is brilliant. And like, to get more voices there, like, it's a bit of messing, or you can keep it like super real. But the whole idea behind it is you just want to do your flight. You know, you want to learn ATC, or you want that, you know, immersion to have ATC going on in the background. You can just shout across to your co-pilot, hey, look after the radios. So you keep flying along, you know. Murph, just need to say when he's ready for us, give ideally a few from outside the cockpit. We brought him a few extra guests. Who? Outside? Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, Ace is brand new. I haven't heard him yet. Are we talking about some of the other guys? Intercom. Oh, look, you've Channel 2 as well. Co-pilot, tour guide, mentor, cabin crew. Oh, this is... I love this. Laura. Good morning, Laura. Prepare the cabin for departure.
Okay, Captain. Preparing the cabin for departure. Cabin crew, take seats for departure.
You gotta love this. It's... We need a Quagmire. Oh! Brilliant.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of FireFly, I welcome you aboard Flight 235 with service to Dublin. Please ensure your carry-on items are stowed in the overhead compartments or completely under the seat in front of you.
Good evening.
We ask that you use
caution
when placing items in or removing them from the overhead compartments.
What is that on me
To
left?
expedite the boarding process,
what the hell is this?
Promptly after stowing your luggage. If you are seated in an exit row, please review the exit row seating requirements in the safety instructions card located in your seat pocket. If you are unable or unwilling to assist in an evacuation, please let us know so we can reseat you. Thank you.
Hang on a second. What is this? What is this? Can we report this to someone?
Lufthansa 831 Frankfurt ground, roger. Taxi to gate Bravo 19 via Mike November and Bravo. Report when on stand.
There's animals outside of the aircraft.
Mike November and Bravo. Reporting when on stand. Lufthansa 831.
Oh man, that's wild, but I can't really do anything about animals.
We sent you a greeting
I'm just
party,
here for the radio stuff.
What is going on? This is completely wrong on every sort of level. Like, what in the name? The boards and everything, look. Ah, Jesus. You can inject objects into the bear. This has taken a terrible turn.
FireFly 235, we sent you a greeting party.
Thank you for the greeting. It scared the bejesus out of me.
Hello there.
Wow! Now, lads, this is part of SayIntentions, not Frankfurt.
235. Glad you enjoyed the surprise. Let us know if you need anything else.
Okay, that's terrifyingly mad, but also very funny. Ah, lads, that's brilliant, isn't it? Hats off to SayIntentions. Good crack, lads. That's brilliant. If we can get a Quagmire in there, like, you'll never fly with anyone else at all. Right, yeah, right. That's awesome, isn't it? Ah, lads, thanks a million. That was awesome. Brilliant. I can't bear the stream. Jesus. Oh. SayIntentions. Class, lads. Class. Really, really nice work. And to see the co-pilot stuff, the cabin crew, you know, we need to get another, what's his name? Another mentor, if we can, in there as well. What are the odds we get sued if we had Quagmire? I might be willing to roll the dice. Be grand. Don't call him Quagmire. Call him Murphy. And instead of saying giggity air, giggity goo, he could go jiggity goo. It'd be grand. That's hilarious, lads. I love it. I absolutely love it. Well done. Well done. That's awesome. Guys, what do you think of the chat? Isn't it amazing? You have the seriousness and holy Jesus of AI, and then you just see the crack, right? Oh, Billy Connolly is... Could you imagine Billy Connolly? God almighty. Absolutely brilliant. I love that. Well done. That's awesome. You can inject objects. That's really interesting because you're now opening the door to injecting things like aircraft, you know, potentially model matching. I mean, like, holy moly. If you can inject things like that, follow me cars, what else? Fuelers? Incredible. Taste of future injection stuff for sure. Absolutely. Buildings? Jesus, we need to have a beer sometime and just think what's possible. Everything's possible now. That's it. They've broken the restriction.
I have, Ted. I've been drinking like a mad idiot.
Mother of Jesus. Right, I better do one of these and start pressing buttons here because we're dead late. Are we ready, friends? We'll do one of these. Requesting progressive taxi every pretty hours. I have tried it, Martin. I have. It's awesome. The progressive taxi is awesome. Because it'll actually... Remember the old progressive taxi? You can just follow it. They do the same. Some airports probably work better than others, I'm sure. But, yeah. Right, I need to do one of these.
1850 715 815. Hello, good afternoon. You're very welcome to Murphline.
Right, so what we have here now tonight, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and friends, well, we have a very special guest on the Murphline. Now, I don't know, Oz, are you all, like, right, you know, dialed up to the nines? Have you a camera and everything? I'm going to press the dial button. Let's see what happens. You could just answer and say what you want, and I'd be like, or you mightn't be ready yet. We'll find out. You can have your camera on if you want. You don't have to now, you know. A true legend coming on, absolutely. Is this late in Australian? No, it's early morning. Oz is up before his breakfast, the poor old devil, right? Old man Shaggy says, flying along and all of a sudden Mrs. Doyle comes over the intercom. Would you like a cup of tea? Go on. Oh, so much fun. So many options there, right? So many options. So, right, we're just going to wait for... Give Oz a few minutes. He's going to get himself up and running. Hopefully, in the next few minutes, there's a call gone through on Discord. Give me a second, I get the cam. Yeah. You buzz me back when you're ready. Our guest tonight is that of Oz Flight Simmer. Now, Oz Flight Simmer has been creating content for flight simulation for quite some time. He's covered FSX, he's covered almost certain P3D, he's covered everything, right? Videos from I remember the early days. He had a test drive series, you know, the top 5 this, the top 5 that. A very, very active content creator, and now pretty much streams quite a bit on YouTube and also on Twitch. He just started off into the Twitch world this year. So if you have any questions for Oz Flight Simmer, start writing them down. We'll try and get through as many as we have, or as many of you have. I do have a number of questions in which I would like to ask, and it's a chilled out chat. We're just shooting the breeze. Really, I should have been in an aircraft flying you know, just for the nice background stuff. But I can set that up. How do we do that now? Think, Murphy, think. We'll go back to the main menu here, and we'll just pick something that's already airborne, right? Sean Dale says, Oz brought me to TTM. I'll never forgive him. Brilliant. Yeah, it's awesome, right? I've been following Oz since 2017. Wow, that's awesome, isn't it? 2017, Jesus. Yeah, it's like 5 or 6 in the morning. Like, I reached out there a while ago. I was like,
Jesus.
You join us on like the Murphline sometime? He's like, yeah. I was like, well, we're on at stupid o'clock your morning. Yeah. And I was like, go on, it'll be grand, sure, we'll jump in, you know. And in fairness, he did. He absolutely did. So let me see. I'm going to jump into a chopper and we're just going to cruise around somewhere in Australia. Let me see here now. We'll go down to Brisbane. Look, it's daytime in Brisbane, sure. There's Brisbane. Now, we're saying that chopper, what livery do we have? I don't know. We go with something fancy, will we? We'll go with that one. His Majesty's Coast Guard, sure, it'll work. And we'll get up here now. And we'll just jump in. And the whole idea is we'll have the helicopter flying, sticking into autopilot. Oh, James is ringing me! Hang on. There's science here now, lads. Good morning. Hang on there now. They can't see you or hear you. Can you hear me, though? You're still... Just hang on. I've no audio for you. Hang on. Over there. I have you there now. Right.
I can barely hear you.
Oh, I'll fix all that now in a second. Right, now. Shh. There you are there now. You're on the telly. And I'll just fix my screen.
Oh, no.
It's...
You didn't tell me I was going to be on the telly. I would have washed my hair.
To be fair, I mean, you don't look that bad for someone who just woke up. Do you know what I mean?
I need another 6,000 coffees. Hello, everyone.
Look at this. Look at the editing genius that I've just created. I'm still working on it. Hang on.
Oh, look. I can see myself on the second screen.
There you are now. Right.
They're not wrong when they say the camera adds like 20 pounds. God, look at the...
You're grand. If anyone asks, I have about 20 cameras on me, so don't worry about it. But sure, listen, you're very welcome in. Ozflight Simmer, this is a privilege that you joined us, and I got you up before your breakfast, which is hilarious. Do you know? So tell me.
Thanks for having us on.
What time is it over there?
Oh no, it's 7:30 now, but I got up at 5 o'clock because I had trouble converting Zulu time.
Oh, shit.
So I got up as ridiculous a clock so I could be make sure I was on time. So I got to watch your news show because I always watch it after the fact. So this was cool.
Now you know my secrets. I wing it until it's finished, pretty much. Do you know?
We knew you wing it all the time. That's no secret.
Well, come here. Listen, I have. I hope you can hear me well, and everyone else. Let us know if the audio visuals are good, lads. And what we have is a couple of questions because on this thing we call it the Murphline in Ireland. We have there's a radio channel, RTE1, right, and they have a show on it called Liveline. And that's where I got all this from. I'm very original. I just copied what they do. But what we have, it's our chance to have a chat to people in our community.
Oh, no.
Right? But it's grand. Like, there is a pass or fail element to the entire thing, but don't worry about that for now. You're going to be grand, do you know? Unless, of course, you answer something incorrectly. But we'll get to that in a moment, right?
You didn't tell me there was going to be an exam.
Right. So I suppose we'll start off at the very beginning, Ozflight Simmer. A tale of where and how and when did you get yourself involved in aviation, but also flight simulation? I mean, where did this all begin?
Ooh, now we're scratching the cobwebs. Probably my first memory of aviation is a distinct memory of in the car traveling to the Australian Air Show in the late 80s with my family and seeing a bunch of Mirages flying over in formation. And that was my first, my father took us to the air show, and that was the first time I saw anything really resembling that. And then that's set the aviation bug from then on. And then I just can't get it out my system. It's there now. It's part of me.
And did anyone in your family, I mean, do you have relatives who were involved in aviation? Like, did anyone fly? No?
Nah, just me. I'm the only sorry sod that likes to spend money on flight sim and aviation, unfortunately. Just me.
And tell me, what was your first flight simulator? I mean, were you on the earlier versions of it, or?
Mm-hmm. I can't remember exactly which one. I think it was the one that was in colour, so it's going to be Flight Sim number 2. Going to be number 2, because it had 3 colours. Number 2. That's had 3 colours, didn't it? Number 2?
Flight Simulator number 2. I never... Wait now. Oh, wait. That was like...
yeah.
There was a Flight Sim version 2. Yeah, there was.
Yeah, this is going back. Yeah, I had long hair and everything back then.
And like the controls back then, I mean, it was a keyboard, right?
Keyboard. That's yeah.
So over the years, I mean, you've evolved with every flight sim. I mean, you've seen them all, you've used them all. Where did the content come in? Like all of a sudden, it was like, hey, I'm gonna make a video, or I'm gonna record this.
Well, funny enough, because you found Thomas's video, so it was going back to the days of watching Thomas's same thing, Q8 pilot and Thomas's different scenes and all that. Going, okay, I wonder if I could do that. And then I did my first video, and there was no way near that. But anyways, those two got me in it. Like the original flight sim guys got me into it. I was like, yeah, I could do a bit of that. And I had no idea about, I don't have a creative bone I didn't think I had a creative bone in my body until I started doing videos and stuff. And I love it. Absolutely love it. And it come about because I just had some spare time. So.
And was there a master plan? Like, did you see content?
Master plan. No.
Did you see making content for Flight Sim like a stepping stone or a bridging stone? Like, did you see content creation as anything more than, hey, that video just looks cool?
No, it was just a hobby. I actually started the YouTube channel on New Year's Eve. I think it hits 10 years next year, but it was New Year's Eve. And I don't know why I started on New Year's Eve. I must have obviously didn't have a party to go to. And there was no intention of more than just having fun.
That's pretty mad. It's amazing. Like when you find out how folks, they get involved in flight simulation, and then before you know it, you get a couple of followers, right? And next thing, there's a couple of regular followers who are like, they learn about you very quickly. And before you know it, there's a community, and your community, it's been there for quite some time as well. And there's guys there, I think, since like the very early days, still there.
Oh, there's I think there's people there before I was even there, like present. So no, we've got some people that have been there since day one. It's absolutely crazy, and they've come flying with us. And we started doing this even like before you could multiplayer properly and things like that. So it's amazing they still stayed through the first 5 years before we could do stuff like that. It's incredible. So
now draw your mind back. So you've been making content for different flight sims. As I mentioned earlier, I remember the test drive series, the top 5 stuff. I mean, that was a great inspiration to me.
You've done your research.
I used to watch it.
I remember them.
I used to watch them because I was like, right, okay, Oz is checking this thing out. Jesus, it's in his top 5. Right, I'm off to buy it now.
Do you know the number one thing? I had to change it because people always said, why are you calling it test drive? And I'm like, I don't know. It's flight sim. And I'm like, I'll change it one day.
Brilliant.
I got asked that every video.
Why is it called test drive? Like, always keep them guessing. But okay, from all of that up until just before Flight Sim 2020 gets released, can you remember where you were, what you were doing, and what your reaction was when you first saw this sim?
Oh, what was I doing?
Don't say you were lying down. You were working hard at something.
No. I was at the PC here. I was in this very, very, very room. And I remember watching it, and I started getting choked up.
Really?
I watched it like the first time I watched it, and I've gone, what's this? Because I didn't hear it from anybody. I think it popped up in my feed, and it went like a few hours before, and then I watched it, and I remember fist pumping, and then I kept watching it over, and I got choked up. I was just like, the back. I couldn't believe it because it was at the stage where you're thinking, oh, where's Flight Sim? It's not going too well. And then, oh yeah, I was in this room probably making a video or something to explain or something.
It's mad, like, because it is, and it still is such a change, like such a step up from what we were used to. And like X-Plane, I mean, I was in X-Plane before Microsoft Flight Sim came out, and I've used FSX, but for me, X-Plane was like, wow, you know, they have these new 2D clouds, but they look amazing, you know, and it's like, I was kind of content with that. I mean, that was grand, it was nice, and then all of a sudden this thing comes out and you're like, this is like, you know, it's like a AAA studio building you this like incredible visible epic that it is, do you know? But in terms of, you know, Microsoft Flight Sim and you being in the community, seeing everything that you've seen for so long, what sort of impact did this have? I mean, have you seen the growth? Have you seen, you know, massive expansion just with new folks coming in? And how did you kind of deal with that?
I think there's been two things when you sort of look at that. So I think it's brought back some old folks, some people that have got very, very frustrated with not being able to sim due to you needed like a mega PC and having something that is more performance. So it's brought people back. It's opened the scope. So I've seen some old friends come back who've said, oh, maybe I've, you know, retired from flight sim for a few years. And then it's brought in so many more younger audiences in. Like there's a little bit of stigma around with saying, oh, you know, Xbox, but I love it that it's on Xbox because it just brings that in. And there's just more. We have heaps of people flying with us on Xbox, and they're probably the two things. The old faces have come back because they've got, this is cool, and then the new people, and it's really expanded the sim. And the other thing is, back when I started making YouTube videos, there was only like 5 or 6 of us. Now there's like 450,000 people making flight sim videos.
Yeah, especially those Irish fellas. You want to look, you know, look out for those lads. You know, there is, but isn't it great though? Like, because you have so many new people, and you know, some of the older folks getting back into flight sim, in which they're well able to teach us, no, that's not how this works, or, you know, they bring the real world element to it. And then, of course, you have all these content creators, and everyone seems to kind of carve out their own little space, right? I mean, it's everyone has their own little thing to focus on. And I remember saying this before, like, I think in any other gaming space, when you have content creators all working kind of in the same field, well, they tend to be super competitive, and they don't necessarily share, you know, how did you make that work? Or I'm not telling you. Like, flight simming is quite amazing because that really doesn't exist. It's a very open, friendly kind of a place, right?
It is now. I don't think it used to be, but I think it is. I think it is now. Like, I haven't met anybody that, you know, you haven't worked or shared with, or, you know, generally if I can't find a problem how to fix this, the same thing. I've also asked you multiple questions all over the times, and then recently, and yeah, we all work together and we're happy to share. It is different than probably what it has been before, and definitely than other communities. So the flight simming community is the best, and it's the best part about streamers, content creators, and the community. It's the best thing about the whole thing.
It really is. It really is. And like some of the characters, like some of the characters we have, it's amazing. So from the flight simulation and the content creation, you've managed to take it a step further because, well, you actually fly in the real world. You went out and you got yourself qualified and you fly. And was that just, you know, the spark from, you know, being young, seeing those jets flying past, to getting your feet wet with flight simming, and then you said, well, this has to be the next stage. This is like progression. I need to learn how to fly.
Maybe.
Did you lose a bet?
No. So I always wanted to fly. So some people know this story. I'll do it super quick though, but I'm afraid to fly.
What?
I'm afraid to fly. Yeah. So aviation's in my blood, and I should have got my pilot's license 20 years ago, but I was afraid to fly. So I would be one of those people that the flight attendants would spot on the plane, that his face would be white and his knuckles would be like gripping the seat, trying to pretend like everything's okay.
Right.
I remember that there was one particular flight. We were going to LAX. So we're flying to LAX from Australia. We stopped over in Fiji and we hopped on this 23-year-old ex-Boeing 747, and it was Fiji Airways had it. And we flew, and I remember getting on there. Everything's so old, and there was these big storms, there was lightning, and the humidity was coming through the air conditioning. And I remember saying to my family at the time, I wouldn't sit in my seat. I said, I'm not going. I'm getting off. I'm not going. I'm getting off. And it was the best flight of my life. That thing was awesome to fly once I calmed down. But my wife bought me a gift certificate when I was about late 30s. And it was to do a Boeing 737 cockpit, and they had it down at my flying club where I actually got my certificate from, and I let it expire, and then she found out that I let it expire, and then I said, well, I'll call them up and see if they'll let me go for a fly instead, and I did, and then I did the trial flight, and when we got off it, I said, can you show me around and sign me up? I'm done. I'm ready to go. And it was just that. Once I got that first flight out and in a small first proper flight in a small aircraft, like I've done some other bits and pieces like Tiger Muff and stuff. But I was like, yeah, I could actually do this. And I said to myself, if I don't get my pilot's license before I'm 40, I'll never do it. So, and I've never looked back. One of the best things I ever did.
Wow. And like, You've quite a good few hours racked up flying now. Like, I mean, I've seen a couple of the videos on YouTube which are flying solo, the whole lot. Like, you've a good few hours, right?
It's like flight simulation. You don't want to count your hours in your logbook because then you realise how much you spent and don't want to tell Mrs. Oz. But I would have a couple of 100 hours of solo flying. It'd be up in that range, yeah. So still like a new pilot. Mm-hmm. But yeah, a couple of 100 hours, and I don't even want to think about how much that's cost.
So from the real world stuff, I mean, can you bring that back into the sim? Is there aircraft now that you can say, this particular aircraft, well, that's more what you'd expect to happen in the sim? Or as a pilot, are you saying, look, there is a clear line between sim and real life, but this type of aircraft is better? Have you come across something like that?
Yeah, so I do stick and rudder flying. So I think I've only flown a couple of planes that have autopilot. So that's the sort of stuff that I fly. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to light aircraft, like, I couldn't tell you for an airliner because I don't know how to fly one. I wouldn't dream of flying one. But if they said, "Oh, is anybody a pilot on this airline?" I'd be like, I'm just going to go to the toilet. But as for little planes and stuff like that, yeah, absolutely. Because you know what it feels like. You know what the flight controls should react and things like that. So I find when I find aircraft that are like the same sort of weight class as what I fly and the same type, I can get a good feeling for it. So absolutely, like before learning how to fly, you really don't have much of an idea. You can sort of go, oh yeah, this feels better than this one. Mm-hmm. But there's some out there where I've had some really we actually flew one last night, the RAN 6S from Flyboy Simulations. It's amazing aircraft because it flies like a real aircraft should in the sim. So
wow, yeah, there's a great following for that aircraft, and like that, it's very much stick and rudder. Like it's small, it's great for backcountry flying. No, that's an interesting choice to say that for you, because I think everyone will say they'll kind of gravitate to an aircraft that they've experienced or very similar to it to say, yeah, this one works quite well. Like I said it from day one, the Asobo Cessna 172, I actually found that the closest to what I've flown. I was like, this is pretty, and this is going back maybe 2 years ago. I was like, this is actually, it does exactly what I expected to do, which is mad. But what about life outside of flight simulation and content creation? I mean, do you dabble with other games? Is there, do you get involved with other games, or is it's just the aviation stuff?
It's just aviation stuff, unfortunately. It's pretty much because I do this full time. So I went full time content creating it'll be 2 years in. Oh no, 2 years, like in 2 weeks' time. So I've been doing this full time for 2 weeks. Yeah. And it's something I fell into because obviously I had work that sort of changed, and I was very, very, very lucky to have this as a fallback, and probably wasn't the best financial decision that I ever made, but I really enjoyed doing it, and I'm really passionate about it. So between streaming 3 to 5 days a week, making 2 to 3 videos a week, and then all the stuff in between, like I'll go and buy a game and then I'll play it for 3 hours, and then I go, I should be doing flight sim stuff because I'm getting behind. I've got a stacked load of videos that people are waiting for to be done and so forth. So I just don't have time to do anything else, unfortunately. I would love to have, like, I got a racing sim and I don't even use it. I don't have time.
And like, was there anything from your personal life, or your professional life, working through the years? Was there anything that you could, you were able to bring into what you do with content creation or flight simming, or even vice versa? Like, was there stuff that you got from simming you could bring it into your professional work life as well prior to becoming first time full time?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Completely different worlds.
Really?
Totally completely different worlds. Yeah, totally opposite. It's like bipolar. Oz flight sim in the work world, totally completely different. And then you've got this. You wouldn't even know it's me. So I much prefer doing this, being myself. Yeah. No, I worked in office, like head offices, and in the executive world, and managing bunch of retail stores and all that sort of stuff. So it was nothing close to that's why I didn't have a creative bone in my body until I started doing this, and like, oh, this is all right.
And tell me, look, friends or family, I mean, what do they think of the whole content creation? I mean, do your friends know about it? Do you get grief from them? Are they supportive? Like, do you even tell them? Do you know?
Do you want me to bring Mrs. Oz in here and ask what she thinks about it? Obviously my family know about it because it's my job and stuff like that. It's interesting when you tell people, they go, oh, what do you do for a job? And then I always say it this way, because it's like, there's some people, do they accept it or not? Because Australia's a bit back to front. And I'll say, oh, I'm into social media. And they go, what sort of social media do you do? And I go, oh, I'm on YouTube. And they look at me. You do YouTube? Yeah. And then I go, what sort of YouTube? And I'll go, flight simulation and aviation. I put the aviation part in there because I've got like 10 flight aviation videos in there to make me sound proper, yeah? And they just look at it and go, really? Yeah. And I've met maybe 2 people that have known me out of just like happened to meet that knew who I was, and they said, "Oh, you Oz flight simmer?" And my first reaction, no. Then I was like, "Yeah, it's me."
Who's that guy? Yeah.
But my family know about it obviously because I spend all my time doing this, and my wife just closes the door when I'm doing voiceovers or where I'm streaming. She just like closes the door.
Brilliant. Right, okay,
but she was on the stream the other day, Murph. First time ever.
What?
Yeah, I got her on the stream. I've been asking her for years, and then she was on the stream, and she landed, I don't know, some GA plane. It was hilarious. Yeah,
I need to watch that back. How did you ever explain Mary? Do you know? I mean, just
she's retired.
It's a real case of listen, dear, this is all about trying to see. It was science. We were trying to, see what the reaction would be like, analytics and all this.
She helped me get the wigs.
So brilliant.
I think she just wanted to. I think she wanted to sit in the background and just watch me make a fool of myself.
Brilliant.
Wearing pink wig. Oh no! Don't bring that. People probably don't know about Mary, and I think we should need to leave her in a box. Don't bring her up. Mind you, she's got more hair than me though.
I have a wig here as well, but that's a conversation for another night. After Dark Edition. But come here. Music. You listen to music, or
yes.
Are you into music?
I don't listen to as much music as I used to, but yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Do you play music?
No. No. Definitely not. No.
Okay.
I've tried to dabble in different bits and pieces, and then I'm like, is it meant to sound like that? Okay. No.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. The type of music, like, is there a specific genre you're interested in, or is it a bit of everything?
It could be anything. I could sit there so long as it's like, toe tapping, I can put it down. Like obviously you get stuck into stuff what you listen to as a kid when you sort of grew up in your early teenagers, those sorts of things like that. But I have a whole range of thing. But if anything, it's probably sort of stuff like the Foo Fighters and stuff that I sort of lean back, bit of Creed, all that sort of stuff like that. But I listen to anything. I just don't understand some of the rapping stuff that the young kids listen to. It's like I like my father. I'm like, what's he saying? What's that? Is that music? Is that what you kids listen to these days? I'm like that, and I'm going, oh, geez, man, it sounds like my father.
Brilliant. I do remember. I don't know if you still do it. There was always snacks on your stream. You'd have like M&Ms, or you'd have Maltesers, or whatever, right? So I have to ask about food, right? Are you a big foodie? I mean, are you a man of the barbecue, or you're just not really fussed?
Yes, you see, this from here is like the skinny part. Everything else is like, yes. So we don't do like the snack thing on the stream because I was as big as the elephants you just had on the tarmac before. So, and because I fly small planes, I've got to keep the weight down. So we don't do the snacks. But yes, I'm a massive foodie. I'll just eat anything. Put it in front of me, I'll eat it.
Do you cook?
No, I try. I cook dinner and stuff, but it's just got to be like meat and 3 veg, and I try to come sort of the excuse so Mrs. Oz cooks dinner. She's a great cook, so
yeah. I just say the same about. I just say the same about Mrs. Tooton. Like, I mean, I could cook, but it's because she does such a great job. It'd be a shame to spoil dinner and not have her cook,
That's very well rehearsed. You've got that down pat. Well done.
It's like a guy who's been there before, But
shh, don't get the secrets away.
So come here. What about, if you have time, what about movies or TV shows? I mean, are you a bit of a movie buff?
Ooh. Yeah, I do you know what though? Since I started doing this content creation thing, I don't really watch movies anymore. I watch streams and I watch YouTube, but I'm still a big movie buff. I still like watching sort of good movies, but I don't tend to watch what's coming out. I sort of go back. I think I was watching some William Shatner yesterday with Star Trek with the whales, the one where they brought the whales back and all. I just tend to watch some of the old school stuff. Put a good Rambo or Rocky movie on there, and I'll be getting into it. Iron Eagle or something like that. I watched the old stuff from the 90s and the 80s. I'll be back.
And do you have a favorite movie? Like, is there one that just stands out to say that is the movie?
Yeah, Iron Eagle.
Iron Eagle is the
no
one?
doubt. Chappie. Yeah. Yeah.
Brilliant.
And then they botched it with second, third, and all the other crappy ones. The first one was the best.
Iron Eagle. I'm trying to remember. Did I even watch it? I don't want to say. I don't want to say.
Oh
yeah.
Come on, you haven't watched it.
Well, I don't know. I could have.
Oh my god.
With
Chappie and Doug, it's when they had 2 F-16s and they went and took on a whole. It's like Rambo in a jet movie.
Oh wait, yeah, no, I didn't see that.
Come on,
I didn't see that one. Iron Eagle.
Yeah, the snake run. He flies a Cessna. He flies a aerobatic Cessna. He does the snake run. It's the best. Iron Eagle's phenomenal. Yes. See, Murph, I can't believe it. I'm disappointed.
I'm more of a Top Gun kind of thing. That's them there, is it?
There it is. Yeah. Little Dougie Master.
Is it good? Right. It's good now. It's like, if I watch this and I say it's not good, like, it is going to be good. This is a safe bet to watch. It is.
Absolutely. It was the cheap version of Top Gun, but it was done really, really, really well. You'll love it. I can't believe you haven't watched it. It's like aviation royalty. Oh my god.
I love this. Right?
Just watch.
It's on the poster. When an evil conspiracy is uncovered, only one man can prevent mass destruction.
Rambo for jets. Yeah, just watch the first one. Don't watch the other ones. If you go and watch Iron Eagle 3, you'll go, I can't believe Oz recommended me to watch this. Just the first one.
Brilliant.
Stop there.
Brilliant. Right, we're getting, you're so far now, no mistakes, everything's going great, right? So
I'm passing.
You're passing. We'll start cranking it up a notch though. What about vehicles? Cars or bikes or trucks? Are you into cars?
I am a massive Formula One fanatic. Massive Formula One fanatic. Yep. That's my biggest other passion. Yeah.
Favorite team?
Oh, I would have to say I've always had a soft spot for Williams because they've been around for a long, long time. They've been really successful. They haven't been successful for many years, but I always have a soft spot for them. So Williams, yep.
And what about favorite driver?
So long as it's not the same driver winning over and over and over, I sort of have a bit of I like the underdog, or I like when the old guys get back up and start winning again. So this year's been really, really good compared to previous years. So I don't have a number one driver per se. I like them all.
Nice. Yeah. And do you have who was your favorite F1 driver of all time? I mean, do you have a favorite up there?
Just a bunch of them, just like the old school guys like Ayrton Senna, Damon Hill. Just for that sort of era, Alan Prost, Schumacher, just for, I don't know, just the stuff because I used to race go-karts and wanted to be a professional Formula One driver at one stage, and then I grew to be 6'4" and big, and then getting in a go-kart it was too hard because they were really small. So I did that for a number of years, and then
Nice,
well.
nice. It's good. And that's why you got into sim racing without now having time to race. It makes sense. Right, we'll move on. And where was that? Oh yeah, your flight sim setup. Oh, you have an amazing setup there, because on the shelves behind you, you have various bits of hardware. You have various bits of controls, and you had VR stuff going on there. You had you had a rig, I think, at one stage, didn't you?
I've got rigs, yes.
Rigs, right?
Don't go there, because I've got stuff in the lounge room and it's a sore point at the moment. So, when are you going to move this stuff? And I'm like, well, I like controls. I love hardware and stuff, and I seem to collect them. I probably should either give them away or sell them, but they're sort of expanding into the second room over there, and then now in the lounge room. So, oh my God, I'm going to get in trouble.
What's kind of like your go-to flight sim control? So, I mean, are you a kind of a joystick setup, or are you HOTAS? What's your go-to stuff?
Yoke and Cessna throttles.
Ooh, nice.
So my favorite pair of throttles that I've ever owned is the Virtual Fly Vernier 3s, I think they're called. They're sitting right here. So I'll fly them with a Boeing 747 or whatever, because they are the best controls, and because I fly light aircraft, they really, really suit me. And I will cross between, I got back into Airbus flying after having a break for 5 years. So I'll use joystick for Airbus, and then I'll use yokes for, I try to match what the aircraft is and match accordingly, except for the throttles. I can't change them because I love them too much.
Right, and what about rudder pedals?
Rudder pedals, the day-to-day running would be the Turtle Beach ones, because they're just nice and handy. So I've got other ones like TPRs and stuff like that, but the ones that I have just sitting underneath my desk at the moment are the Turtle Beach ones.
Nice. Okay, we're doing well. We're quickly approaching the quickfire round, but I've one or two other questions before we get in there.
Quickfire.
Right? Oh, they're quickfire.
Oh no,
they're reflex.
I need another coffee. Another coffee for that.
A question here: sim versus reality. Have you ever tried to apply something you learned in the sim into your real world flying, or vice versa? And how did it work out for you?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I did my certificate for flying, I spent an incredible lot of time in X-Plane in VR, because VR gives you the ability, obviously, to move around and give you the depth perception. So how you feel when you're landing, eyes at the end of the runway, and when you're flaring, pull back, and all that sort of stuff like that. So I practice a lot of my emergency procedures. So VR's really, really, really good. I don't really use X-Plane anymore, and I'm in between VR sort of headsets and stuff at the moment. But I use Microsoft Flight Simulator to get through my navigation when I did my navigation endorsement.
Oh, wow.
So I could fly the actual flights when I had to do my navigation solo, which was a 2.5 hour flight, which absolutely scared the bejeebers out of me. But I was able to do it a couple of times in the sim. The first time you flying around near airport's fine, but when you actually do your navigation flight and you're out there by yourself, and mind you, when I did mine, it was as bumpy as anything. I was just like rodeo the whole way. It gets quite scary, but being able to do it in the sim and go, hey, that's over there. So absolutely, yeah. And I use the sim to practice a lot of emergency procedures like engine outs and circuits, all that sort of stuff. So there definitely is a crossover, and you can definitely use the sim, move your flying experience along 100%.
That's super handy because, like, I know depending on where you are in the world, right? I mean, it's not every day the weather is going to permit you to get up there and do a bit of VFR flying, right? But over your neck of the woods, I imagine it's one extreme or the next. Like, it's either going to be super hot and bumpy, or it's going to be windy and cold. So that's great to hear that you actually had practical use of the sim to assist you along. I mean, we all want to hear that, because I mean, when we sim, we, at times we'll try and do it as real or as close to, procedures as you can. So it's great to know that it works. It's there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely, it's a great tool. And if anybody says it's not close or it's not the right thing, there is some different aspects where it's not. It doesn't give you the feeling of being strapped into something, and your backside is moving around in the plane and all that. So you don't sort of get that. Well, you get a little bit with VR, but as for real world procedures and how a plane should do this and do that, that's absolutely all true. Flight simming's perfect for that sort of stuff. Nice.
Right, here's a good question now, I think. If you could invent a new feature or add-on for Microsoft Flight Sim, what would it be?
Well, it's coming in the 2024 sim. It's already been invented. So, do you want to hear my favorite feature about the 2024 sim that I'm excited for?
100%.
3D trees. I'm so excited for 3D trees. Absolutely.
Brilliant. 3D trees.
I'm hoping the 3D trees move around, because one thing is, when you get your pilot's license, you're forever looking at the weather. And I'll be driving down to the airport and it'll be wind, and I'm always looking at the trees, which way they're blowing. Same thing is, you look for smoke when they're in the air and all that sort of stuff. So I think it's 3D trees, because the ones look like a messy blob in the sim at the moment. So I'm looking forward to that, and just the reaction of what the aircraft can do with that sort of stuff. So I'm a simple man. I sort of look at what we have in real life that's flying, and how can we actually make that close in my real life flying. I think that's going to make a massive difference. So for some people it's like, oh, you have 3D trees. Me, it's like, yes, 3D trees, finally.
Brilliant. Okay, nice. Right, it's brilliant so far, right? In fact, top points until now, right? This is the quickfire round. And as we get down through this, I invite anyone in our studio audience, if you have any questions for Ozflight Simmer, well, now is the time to pop them into the chat. And we're going to ask Ozflight Simmer a couple of questions. And
I picked up a pencil like I'm ready for a test. Why did I pick up a pencil for?
Brilliant. So the whole idea here is clear your mind. There's nothing to go on. It's a reflex answer. It's a yes, it's a no, or it's whatever pops into your mind, right? And don't worry,
I get nervous.
I'll tell you when you make a mess, right? Not if. I'll tell you when it goes wrong, right? So are you ready?
I don't think so, but fire away. What am I walking into?
We'll start off easy. We'll go handy, right? Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Sweet or savoury?
Both. I'm sorry. I eat anything.
Boeing or Airbus?
Oh, you can't ask that. You can't ask that. Boeing.
Piper or Cessna?
I'm like 49 to 51% on each. Piper. Just
map or GPS?
Map. Yeah, because I fly with maps. Yep.
IF4 or VF4?
FIFA.
Coke or Pepsi?
Ooh, Coke.
Hurling or football?
What's hurling?
Listen, like...
And what's your definition of football?
Right, so don't mind what you play over there. Hurling is the definition of extreme precision, manly sport, which is also played by women, right? And then football is Gaelic football. It's not unlike Aussie rules. It's only tougher and better in every conceivable way.
I'm going to have to go because I've seen Gaelic football. I've seen that because we go over there and play like once a year.
That's right, yeah.
I don't know why I'm pointing the pen at the screen. Gaelic, we'll just go football.
We'll just go football. Nice. Brilliant. Now, an important question for everyone in the flightsim community gets asked this. And pineapple on pizza, yay or nay?
Nah. Even before you finish the question, we had this discussion in our house the other day. It's like, Mrs. Oz says, do you want pineapple on your pizza? And I said, don't put that on my pizza.
And I wouldn't mind, right? But it was going so well tonight. I mean, up until that point, it really was going really well.
Was that incorrect answer?
Right, we continue on. How do we come back from here?
Well, we know what side of the fence you sit on then, don't we?
We'll continue on. Cats or dogs?
Dogs. We have 3. Love them.
You have 3 dogs?
Yeah. We just got a new one like 3 months ago. I call her the little monster. She's still a puppy, tearing everything up. And she peed on one of my yolks that was on the ground.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What's the make and model of the dogs? What type of dogs are they like?
The make and model of the dogs. They're schnauzers.
Schnauzers. Oh, they're all the same.
We have a miniature schnauzer.
Right.
And then we have a toy schnauzer. So they're like, and then we've got a teacup. I can't remember what the name goes with which size other than the miniature one's the bigger one. But yeah, they're all the same. And 2 of them are related.
Right. Big, small, and very small. Okay. Right, where was I? I was over here. Joystick or yoke? I kind of answered that, but...
Yeah, both. Like, I would prefer to go... If I go, what's in your collection? I will have more yokes in my collection than anything else. I think I've pretty much got most of them. Yeah.
Okay. Favourite day of the week?
Oh, favourite day of the week... I don't know. When you work for yourself, every day's the same, so it's a bit different when you would normally say, oh, Friday's the best day because we finish, or Saturday, but every day's the same. So I'm probably going to say I don't know, a Saturday or a Sunday because the family's home with me. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Window or aisle seat?
Window. Yeah, I'm going to pretend I'm flying that plane, and the person that's actually sitting me next to me, I'm telling them what's going on.
I do that too. It's like when you get into the plane, it's like, Captain, I got like 4,000 hours in flight sim. I'm on 14C if you need me. And then everyone does the same thing. Instant face palm. It's like, did he just really say that?
And then you hear something and you go, oh, that didn't sound good. That didn't sound right. And you start panicking yourself.
Why is he doing it that way? This shouldn't be happening at this stage. Yeah, I've been there, man.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Mountain or beach vacation?
Oh, that's so interesting. I live on the beach.
Right.
But I used to live in Canada in the mountains, so I have a passion for both. So I couldn't pick one, but I guess it's beach because I live on the Sunshine Coast. So
nice. Early bird or night owl?
Ah. I'm a night owl, but
today you're an early bird.
There's some guy that made me get up like super early.
Brilliant. Vintage or modern aircraft?
Vintage.
Vintage.
Yep. Steam gauges. Well, in real life, it's glass cockpit because there's so much cool things you can do.
Yeah.
But in the sim, I like steam gauges. So yeah.
Nice. Sim update day. How do you deal with a sim update day? Is it excitement or dread?
Sim update day. Because we're in Australia and the toilet goes around the other way. The sim updates are usually like 3:00 in the morning. So by the time we get to them, and then if I check it like 7, I'm like, how's the updates going, everybody? Oh, it's good. It's not good. Okay, I'll leave it for a little bit. Thank you very much, guinea pigs. So yeah. No, I just make sure I don't stream on that day.
Brilliant. Right, we're nearly there. What was your favourite subject in school?
None.
Or the least hated one?
The least hated one. Oh, geez, what was it? I don't know. That was so long ago, Murph. I can't remember.
All right,
I don't know.
We'll do a different one. Jesus. Hang on, I've one over here. I was going to say, what was the first concert? Oh yeah, what was the first concert you ever attended?
It was in my 20s when I went to a concert first time. I think it was John Butler Trio. He's an Aussie dude. I don't know if he's ever made his way over there, but that was the first concert that I ever went to with Mrs. Oz. She took me.
Nice. Well, listen, the good news is, except for the one terrible disqualification about pineapple and pizza, you actually did fairly well. Do you know, it's a great achievement, except for the one thing you got wrong, but we'll glance over that, do you know. But we have a couple of questions here coming in from our chat. Let's see here now. Question there from Sean Dale. When will Oz go for his helicopter introduction flight? Have you flown a helicopter? Are you thinking of?
Like real life? No, I've never been in a helicopter, but I've been flying some. Well, okay, the helicopter's been flying me in the sim more than anything else. So, but we do next door to where I rent my planes from. They do scenic flights and stuff like that. So, I'm probably gonna, go and do some helicopter time. But would I go and do helicopter certificate? No. I'll stick with my fixed wings. Yes.
Sweet.
It will happen.
Now let me see. Your home airport, or your closest airport, I suppose. Where do you fly out of always the same, or do you use like a mix of different ones? I don't know what it's like in Australia. Like, I mean, is there kind of like clubs that give you access to different fields, or do you have to just use the one?
It's just easy to use the one because it's only like 10 minutes. So I either fly north or south or out west. So I fly to different airports and things like that. It's either driving 200 k's and going to another airport where I could just go 5 kilometers and just start flying from there. So I would probably like to go to some different states in Australia and rent some planes, but yeah, it's just the same.
Sweet. The it's up that neck of the woods. Like, I mean, there is busy traffic up there. You got is there an Air Force base up that neck of the woods near Brisbane? Or no, well, not Brisbane, up the Gold Coast.
Yeah, there's Amberley Air Force Base, and there's a few restricted areas where F-18s and stuff do bombing runs, because I've heard them on the comms.
Oh, nice.
Before, where you're flying near a restricted zone and they're pretending that they're firing missiles. It's interesting, but there's a few things around there like that. But like anywhere, I stay under and fly away, so I don't have to bother getting in people's roads. But I've flown into some airports where I've had Dash 8s and stuff like that in traffic and all that sort of stuff. So
nice. And when it comes to your real world flying, right, is there anything you're working toward, maybe another cert, or I don't know, what's it like for nighttime VFR flying out there? Have you to be instrument rated and all this jazz, or how does that work?
I think probably the ultimate aim is I would go and do my instructors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I sort of, in my previous career, I did a lot of coaching and teaching. So I would like to do that as a part-time sort of gig in my, I don't know, my late 50s or something like that, and sort of share and feedback and obviously earn some pocket money on the side. So that's probably where I would get to. I have a couple of more endorsements that I would like to do, such as Tailwheel and stuff like that. But yeah, I'd like to do that eventually.
That'd be awesome. Tell me, a question here from Scorpio. What was your most scariest real life flying experience? Did you have a moment where you just said, right, we're going to need a sit down?
Yes. I actually had it this year. I don't know. Does people do I want to scare people for not flying? It was quite interesting. Our local airport just had the all the runways resurfaced, and the interesting fact is that the council come out to do it, or the government come out to do it, and then they realised it was going to cost way more than it was meant to. So they did half a job, and they left the runways in not so great condition. But now they're perfect. They're amazing. They're really, really good. But the planes I fly, the front nose gear is connected to the rudder pedals. It's all in the same thing. Mm-hmm. And I remember going down the runway, and I must have hit something as I was rotating. That the next minute the aircraft's like that on me, really low. Ooh. And it's not until I went back and looked at the footage, but basically I just saw trees. I was pretty much slipping it, 30 feet off the ground, not intentionally, and it was a bit scary for a moment. So I went up, did a circuit, and come back and land. And I said, I'm done for the day. We need to check. I thought there was something wrong with the plane.
Yeah.
So that was the scary moment. But all your training just comes into gear. So that's probably been the scariest moments. And then I've had a couple of big, days where it's been some windy and stuff like that. But yeah, that's probably the scariest moment.
Nice.
But not too many.
That's always good. I mean, and considering you have, I would say, relatively extreme weather because the heat, right? I mean, bumpy flights are a thing. It's like sitting on a washing machine, I say, A question there from MuseFan. Like, you started off on Twitch pretty much this year, right? I mean, you had a Twitch channel for ages.
Yeah.
How are you finding it?
It's different. I used to stream on Twitch with Edson for Parallel 42. So me and Edson go way back, and he had the lounge, and there was a bunch of us streaming together.
Yeah.
So I used to stream over on there, and then I had mine, and that's when I was sort of fumbling around on streaming. And then I always wanted to do multi-stream, but you couldn't do it because Twitch and their rules, and then they sort of opened it up. So it's different types of communities over here, and there's a mixture. There's, like, I watch both, but I just find it's different, and it's not different in a bad way. It's just different, and I like Twitch for a streaming platform. Twitch is way better than YouTube because there's more interaction and cool things you can do. So I like streaming. Sorry, YouTube, but I like streaming more on Twitch. Because of the cool stuff you can do, but I'll always my home's always going to be YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a lot of folks, it's either one or the other. I mean, they have their core platform, and there's no right or wrong, I suppose. It's whatever people are used to,
Yeah. So I just see it as that you watch whatever platform you want to watch me on, and now I have the ability to do both at the same time. So there's some people that love Twitch and some people that love YouTube. So you do whatever you want to do, and I'll be here on both. So yeah, so it just means I can sort of come to more people and meet. I get to meet. I've met this year, since we started doing in February. I've met some really awesome people. So it's cool.
And the last question before we let you go, because I say it's almost lunchtime now. Have you any goals kind of this year as a content creator? And you don't need to tell me kind of specifics, but like when you're looking at a year and you're saying to yourself, right, okay, I'm going to try and do this. It could be a change in content, or maybe it's like what you said, you're going to give helicopters a chance. Is there any kind of goals there that you're saying that you would set yourself to say, yeah, I'm going to give this a shot or see how we go? Because I can see like your sub numbers, like on YouTube, like you're looking over the edge, saying just another, like, I don't know, did you hit 100 yet, or you're very close?
No. Gonna bring the puppy in to say a quick hello. Live.
We get to see the puppy.
Hey? All right, just give me a sec.
Sure.
I forgot what time it is. That was my son. He's going, oh, ain't she taking me to school? Yeah. That's all right. We've got a couple of minutes. What was the question?
The question was just goals. Any goals? Because like you're
yeah, hitting 100,000 subscribers will be nice, but not essential.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got some things in the works that I don't really want to sort of get out yet. And I'll tell you if they're successful. If they're not successful, you'll never hear about them. But there's a couple of projects we have that there's one in particular that I'm probably the most excited to do than anything else that I've been for 5 years. And I think it's good to do other different projects. It is flight sim related too. So, but yeah, I can't. If it's a success, I'll let you know.
But look, it doesn't. Like as I said, facts and figures, they mean nothing. It's the fact that you're still you, right? I mean, you're still energetic, you're still motivated, you're working on projects, and there's no sign of a slowdown or content dries up. If anything, there's more and more and more to look forward to, and in particular with a new sim around the corner. But even as the community grows, I mean, there's always something happening. So it's
it's just tenfold of where it's going to, and obviously being in this sort of position, you get privy to sort of get hints and things that have coming up and stuff like that that we sort of can't share. And we're in such a good spot. We are, compared to what we were 5 years ago. The hobby's phenomenal, and we get to do this stuff and share it with people around the world like we're doing now is the best thing. Like I'm sitting in my little 3x3 cellar on the Sunshine Coast, talking to you about flight sim and pineapple on pizza. Like it doesn't get any better than that.
Brilliant. Well, listen, you're a busy man. You have a very hectic schedule, and I very, very much appreciate you taking time out of your sleeping time to join us. So, Ozflight Simmer, thank you so very much indeed for joining us and for doing everything that you do and for what you're about to do. Don't change, just more of it, plenty more of it.
And can I just say a big thank you to you, Mr. Tuto Murphy, for what you do in the community as well. You do a fantastic job. And I know it all comes down for a lot of hard work and passion. And it's great that we have people like yourself in our community, because it just goes from strength to strength. So it's great to share this sort of stuff with you. So yeah.
That's awesome. Jeez, it gets terribly emotional doing these things, doesn't it? I love you too. Listen, come on, just say it.
big hug.
Brilliant. All right, listen, we'll let you go because you're very busy. But guys,
I've got to go and do the school run.
Do the school run. And if you haven't already, check out Ozflight Simmer's channel. Oz, thanks so much, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Hello there.
All right, see you, everyone. Take care. Happy simming.
We are here. Lads, isn't he only a legend? He's only a legend. Right, we ran over. We kept everyone late. Jesus. But a huge thanks to Ozflight Simmer for joining us here on the stream. We've seen him on the channel before, and it's just great to catch up with him. Really, really super guy. And he had to get up at like silly o'clock this morning to join us. And I owed the man a favour. But anyway, guys, that's it for tonight. Thank you all so very, very much indeed for tuning in. This was the news. We're back to you on Friday night. And we have a group flight in the A2A Comanche. We're going to be flying around New England and Massachusetts. So, friends, to our team of community managers, we had Gibbo, we had Old Veteran and Muse Fan, and to everyone here who joined us on the stream, guys, thank you all so very, very much indeed. And we shall see you on Friday. Early kickoff, 1800 Zulu. We're starting early on Friday. Early. So don't say you weren't told. We're going early on Friday. But until then, thank you all so very much. We'll see you soon. Good luck. Think about it now, right? I'll sing it for you. Everybody's looking at my tight pants. He's got his tight pants. He's got his tight pants on. I'm actually not wearing aren't tight pants at all. No, they're loosey-gooseys. Do you know, they're the in-house joggings or yoggings. I think it's a soft J. They're the in-house yoggings. And the mics are all live, right? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go! Ah, Jesus, I got away slow!